episode 2 in the Rose City. Time for Dirt and Sprague on Portland Sports Leader 105.1, The Fan, and The Fan Sports Network. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Fast Break Friday, everybody.
What is happening?
Welcome to 2 Brandons, 1 Dirt.
Yeah, I'm getting double teamed today, and I'm not happy
right
about
you
it.
are.
We need another Dirt in here. We keep hiring Brandons. You guys are all over the place. Brandons are taking over the world, man.
Well, what did America shout a couple years ago?
Yeah, that's true.
Let's go Brandon.
We're going Brandon today, man.
Brandon.
It was destined for a long time.
This was written in the stars years ago that you were going to find another Brandon and take me out. You've always wanted this show to be Brandon and Brandon, haven't
Damn right
you?
I do.
Am
Yes,
I going to
I
get
do.
Wally pipped? I think I'm getting Wally pipped today. Brandon and his Dr. Pepper in there. He's getting ready to go.
One of my favorite radio shows, Mike and Mike.
Who could forget Mike and Mike, the legendary radio show on ESPN? Andy and Andy doesn't sound good. You can't do Dirt and Dirt. That's no good at all. Brandon and Brandon, you could probably pull off.
You think Brandon's here to just fill in for swag? No, he's secretly Wally pipping you.
This is his audition, slowly but surely. You're going to start throwing questions to him. So, Brandon, what do you think about the Blazers this weekend? You think they're going to win game 1? Hey, what about me?
You know what, fun fact?
Yeah, what's a fun fact?
This is the first time in my entire life, and I've worked quite a few.
Yeah.
This is the first time in my whole life I've ever worked with another Brandon.
And you guys are same spelling, correct?
Correct.
One of you's not a weird I-N-E-N. It's you're both
traditional,
O-N. The correct O-N way.
Yeah, I might be.
You're peer Brandons.
I think we can rephrase that. That's weird.
You're the real Brandons,
Yeah,
okay?
All right.
You're not this watered-down version of an I-N Brandon.
I've always broken away, though, from the, I think, mass amounts of Brandons. Mm-hmm. I do think it should be E-N.
You think it should be?
Well, how many people actually say Brandon?
I mean, nobody actually says it that way. Yeah.
Right? Like, how many words? Are there a lot of words with O-N that you say N?
That's a good question.
More people say Brandon than they do Brandon.
Yeah, usually the O-N is a harder pronunciation.
Yeah.
Yeah, in any other word that it's normally spelled.
Right.
I mean, look, I see your argument, but does anybody ever get confused and accidentally call you Brandon?
No,
nobody does.
Never.
I think we've gotten to the point now as a society where a lot of things in the English language don't make any sense, and we just understand that. That's Brandon.
I once in a while will get somebody that says, "Is that O-N?"
Is that an O-N, Brandon?
Because I think people are encountering E's and I's more.
A lot more.
Yeah, a lot more.
Should have gone D-Y-N. How about that, Brandon?
That's the next generation.
That's the Gen Z.
That's the 2100.
It's coming.
The year 2100. It will be D-Y-N.
They'll be here before we know it. Yeah. But based on the way you quickly say it, Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I-N could apply too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it could apply.
I or E works.
Yeah. Probably sounds more phonetically correct.
You could more
than
make
O-N.
fun of us in our traditional spelling than you could the other people who you say are weird for spelling.
You're the OGs. You both are the OGs. I'll ride with the O-Ns any day of the week.
So I was at the coast a couple weeks ago for spring break, and I can't speak for every Brandon out there. You know, I can only speak for this Brandon.
Don't put words in that Brandon's mouth.
I will not put words in Brandon's mouth. But this Brandon grew up, and every time we would go on a trip, whether that fly somewhere or drive somewhere, you always go to these like local gift shops.
Yeah.
And every single time I would go look for the standard keychain, either the little Oregon license plate or the town that you're in, and it's like, you know, Depot Bay of whatever version the keychain is, right?
It says your name on it.
Never found my name.
Yeah.
Growing up, I'd once in a blue moon find a Brandon, and now I've noticed every time I go,
Always there.
always there.
Really?
Yeah. Did you have this?
I had a similar. Yes, there was a similar progression where
Yeah.
when I was younger, it wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Which I was like, that's weird because I have like 3 of them in my class. How is there not a Brandon?
There's Brandons everywhere, man. What are we doing here?
But yeah, now it's just like it's one of the more common names now. That's like it's always on those keychains.
Yeah, I feel
Always,
like it's not like an uncommon name when we were kids.
No.
But also, like,
I knew some Brandons growing up.
okay, so he said he had 3.
Yeah.
I only had, I'm trying to think how many I had growing up. I only had 1, I think, in middle and high school.
I think I had 2. I think I had one that didn't go to my high school, but I was friends with, and then one that went to school with me that I can remember. There might have been more than that I don't remember. A little hazy back in the day.
Yeah.
But I remember at least 2.
Yeah, there was only ever like 1 other one.
Yeah, that's the thing of having the name Andy. You never had to worry about that because there's not that many A names, and you always want to make sure there's a couple for each letter in there.
Now, I'm not asking this to offend you.
Sure, go ahead.
You have any girls? with Andy?
No, I actually never knew an Andy named girl.
There you go. It's
no.
not a very common thing.
No,
Andy girl. But
it is a little weird having a name that could go both ways.
It's
a little strange.
It's a swing name.
Thankfully, I've never met one because that would weird me out.
Yeah.
It would be even weirder if I ever dated one.
You have a bi name.
Yeah, I do have a bi name.
You have a bi name.
It plays for both teams.
Absolutely.
And the spelling could be a little bit different, but predominantly the same. And if it ever became a bigger deal in that regard, I might have to go. Just give me the full official. I'm Andrew now. All right, we're lengthening this thing. Give me some T in my name. I'm Andrew.
So I want to ask you this, too, as a follow-up, because you just hit something that reminded me. So once upon a time, we worked. She was much younger, and she was in our promotions marketing department.
Mm-hmm.
And she was delightful. And her name was Morgan, but it was spelled Morgan.
Yeah.
And I think technically it is Morgan.
Yeah, A-N-N-E.
But she would just always introduce herself as Morgan.
Morgan, simpler.
Well, she moved on, as many do, from Odyssey Portland. They grow, they develop, they become really good, and then they bounce. Okay?
They spread their wings.
They spread their wings and they
leave
fly.
us. They fly out west.
So she flies away. We don't see her. And then randomly she pops back up, and she's in a relationship with a Morgan.
Yes. A Morgan and a Morgan.
We have a Morgan, and they've gotten married.
Yes.
They're married. They're Morgan and Morgan.
Not just a fling. We got a family situation going on.
You know what I mean? Like, they are living together, Morgan and Morgan. And right. I've always wondered, because my name isn't in this.
No.
If, God forbid, your wife ever just left you because she had some sense to her.
Yeah, she's had enough.
Yes.
I'm getting out.
Could you ever fathom
it would be really weird.
Being with,
it would be
like an Andy that spells it with an I at the end, or
really weird. It would help slightly if the spelling was different.
What if it was exactly the same?
If it was exactly the same, it would have to be you would have to be a very special person for me to overlook that, because it would be a little weird. Dating somebody with the same name as you is just, that's got to be a strange feeling. Now, in her case, to your point, it's a Morgan, and I think he's legitimately a Morgan.
And I think she just introduced herself as a Morgan because it's like Morgan.
You don't want to have to do it every time you introduce yourself.
Exactly.
Wait, is it Morgan? Wait, how do you spell that? Then there's a follow-up, and you got to do the whole thing.
Right.
He's like, I believe in a traditional Morgan,
I believe you're right,
and that's the way they spell it. So the spelling is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be weird. I mean, my parents had this with their last names.
Oh, the Johnson.
Both of my parents' last name is Johnson.
I didn't know your mom's last name.
My mom never had to change her last name.
Oh, that's great.
A Johnson married a Johnson.
Dude, less paperwork. That's so good.
She never had to change her name, never had to get a new driver's license.
She won't lose her voting rights.
No, she will not have her voting rights taken away because none of that stuff needed to go through. And like, there's a little bit of a thought internally of like, wait a minute, what are the odds? What are the chances? I'm a little weird. How many centuries back are we going?
Right.
Where is there a crossover and a branch here?
You guys have similar eyes.
Wait a minute. I got questions. I got some follow-ups here. But yeah, they had that. They were both Johnsons.
Yeah.
And I've never really asked them, like, how quickly into dating did they realize the last name? Like, I don't know what date that happens, first date, second date, when you realize the full name. Maybe you knew it going into the situation. But that had to have been a good chuckle over a cocktail, I'd imagine, of like, wait a minute, you're a Johnson too?
You should try to find the backstory, because I'm also wondering, because your parents are age-wise...
my dad's 75, my mom's 72, I believe.
God, it always throws me off.
73?
Okay, so your parents had you a little later.
Yeah.
I'd love to know, back when they started dating, like, did they do the full-on, Sue Johnson, and then write the phone number?
Right.
Was it a mutual friend? Like, do you even know how they met?
I know that the backstory was it was a blind date. I can't remember who the friend was that set them up, but there was somebody had said you should go. They were getting up there. They were running out of time. Their clock was ticking.
Gotcha.
Here, as we all know, when
pressure cooker.
When you get to the mid-30s and you don't have a little kid popping out anytime soon, that shot 5, 4, 3. You got to get your shot off.
Coworkers asking me, "What's wrong with me?"
Right, exactly. I'm sure back in the day too, their parents were probably like, "So you ever gonna have kids?" Like it's only gotten, it's probably really bad back in the day.
Right.
So yeah, it was like, I think you'll like them. It was a blind date, but I don't know if they knew the last name upon the blind date. And if they did, they should have made a lot of Johnson & Johnson jokes.
If you were ever in a situation where you dated an individual named Andy, I feel like you would ruin the relationship.
Probably.
By simply never stop investigating if the name's actually Andrea, so you could call her by the full name instead of the
She's
nickname.
Andrea that goes by Andy.
Like, there's no way it's not Andrea.
Wait a minute. There's got to be a different legal status here, okay?
And then also, like, what does she call you in the house if you're with an Andy? Because I assume you're calling her Andy.
I mean, I would.
Are you guys
imagine
doing
so,
a babe thing?
Well, how often
Andy
do you
boy,
call
Andy girl?
Yeah, AGAB. How often do you call your wife her first name?
Oh, that's a great question.
A part of like daily dialogue. How often is there a Lynn that gets dropped?
Rarely.
Right?
Rarely. I only have to if I'm like trying to get her attention over my crying children.
Yeah, and
That's
it's like
when
you're
I
not
start
paying
using-
it. You can't hear
Yeah,
me.
right.
And
Hold on. Are we going to discover our wives have the same name here, too?
Oh, gosh.
That
I
would
hope
be
not.
really
What's
funny.
your wife's name?
Diana.
Okay.
Oof.
Bullet dodge. There's
Brandon
been a
and
weird,
Lynn's
bizarre
everywhere.
world thing going on, man. I don't know. Maybe you're the one getting Wally pipped. He's stealing your identity.
No, he's the new Brandon.
He's a Brandon that's married to a Lynn.
Alternate universe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about. That's a good question. How often
Very
you call your
rarely.
wife by her
I'm
name.
with other Brandon in this. Very rarely. New Brandon. I got it.
We
I
gotta
can't say
figure out a
Brandon. We
nickname
got to
or
come up with
something.
something,
We
dude.
gotta figure that
this
out
is
in
gonna
the next
throw
couple
me.
days here.
No
Gotta
other
figure
show
it
has to
out.
deal with this because there's no other Brandons in the building. But when you're here, now I'm like,
Yep, this is
this
the one
is-
show.
this
So I've
is
been
throwing me
waiting
up.
for like this situation too because I've done all the other shows.
Right.
This is the one show that I knew this was going to be a problem.
I think you'll learn about me. I'll do what it takes. I'm a big team guy. If I need to be Pale Brandon, I'll be Pale Brandon.
yeah, Pale Brandon probably.
Pale Brandon is.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
You're pretty pale to begin with,
Dude,
too.
I am clear.
Yeah, you're pasty.
I'm not even pale. I'm clear.
You're pasty.
I had my thighs out the other day on a sunny day. My daughter was like,
Put
"Good
those things
God."
away, man. Nobody wants to see
All you
that.
see is veins. You know that movie where
translucent, man.
what's the guy who like Invisible Man?
Oh, the Kevin Bacon movie?
Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
You remember what, like right before he fully disappears, you see
Yes.
just his like his lungs and everything. Like that's
the blood
me.
running through his system.
Yeah, dude. His vascular system, that's just me walking around in sun.
How your veins looking? Looking good and healthy?
Super blue.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
I'm assuming that's good.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
I don't believe so.
I probably on average call my wife by her name on a daily basis. Maybe twice.
Maybe twice.
And one of those is me downstairs being lazy.
right. I need something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can't hear me.
And she's probably on a work meeting, and there's just an idiot in the background downstairs that's like they can hear through the Zoom camera.
Sorry, guys. That's my husband who, needed something out of the pantry, and he's yelling at me, forgetting I'm in the middle of a Zoom meeting.
The thing
right
I
now.
told him was on the table
Yeah,
turns out was on the table.
Hey,
and
where
he's
was
an
that
idiot.
again? Remember when I said it was right there? Oh yeah, thank you.
You know what's funny is I give my daughter, my oldest has this problem. Like we'll say like, oh, it's over there. She'll look, she won't find it. She'll then start yelling, "Where is it? You said it's not here." And then we'll instantly go down and it'll just be under like a piece of paper and be like, "It's right here. Why don't you look?" And then maybe 3 hours later, after I've given her crap, guess who's doing the same thing?
Hey, where's
you
that?
See my shoes?
Right.
Oh, never mind.
I got up.
It's genetic. It's
My wife
terrible.
does that 15 times a day with her phone and her water bottle.
Oh, my wife loses her phone
Constantly.
every day.
All the time.
Hey, have you seen my phone? It's like, this is my job now? Now I got to track your phone? Do I need a device in this thing?
God
She might as well
bless
have-
iPhones for us to just kind of follow it like a compass to find them because
Thank God for the
all
beat.
the time, man.
Dude, my wife might as well own my phone with the amount of time she has to grab it. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, and then she's walking around.
Like a metal detector at the park. What are you looking for? My phone. Damn it, I lost it again.
But I can't really give her crap for it because I lose all of my stuff.
yeah, if you do it too, then you can't throw rocks in a glass house.
You know, a fun fact? My in-laws had a similar situation to your parents, but my mother-in-law decided not to change her last name because my father-in-law's last name is Nguyen, very traditional Vietnamese last name.
Very, yeah.
Her first name is Nguyen. So if she would have they got married and she changed her name, she'd be Win-Win.
Win-win's. I mean, that's a good name.
I mean, yeah. There's also
I mean, I know it's not ideal, but that's kind of cool.
how many
As
older
far
white
as
people think that's cool?
A lot of older white people think it's cool.
they?
I think so.
Do they?
Maybe younger white people think it's cool.
Younger white people are like Win-Win.
Now I'm just doing all I do is win, win, no matter.
Exactly.
Like, this be your theme song everywhere you walk in. It's perfect.
Yeah. So she just kept her maiden name.
I enjoyed this. Anthony said your mom should have hyphenated her last name. That would have been pretty funny if she did that.
Johnson.
I'm not changing it. I'll hyphenate. Johnson. What's your last name? Johnson.
And then you sue to try to get into the Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah, you've stolen our LLC. We were the first ones around here, man. Give me a piece of that fortune.
Well, Dirt's in, Brandon's in, Pale Brandon is in with you today. We got a loaded show. There's a lot to talk about. We got some college football on the show notes.
Yeah, buddy.
We got Blazer playoff game to talk about.
Game 1.
Playoff series to get into.
My mind got all discombobulated yesterday, and I was thinking about next Friday's game, and then I'm sitting around the house, and I'm like, hey, we got a playoff game tomorrow night. And then it dawned on me last night as I'm going to bed. I'm like, no, I'm an idiot. It's not until Sunday. Now I'm kind of disappointed.
I had a similar thing, and I'll tell you how. So we got a loaded show, a lot to get to. Let's start next. Dirt and Sprague 105.1, The Fan. All right, welcome back in. Got some Tom Dundon in my show notes today from something I heard.
Old cheap Dundon, huh? Penny pincher Dundon. What's he up to these days? Uh-oh.
Can we think of a cheap nickname for Tom Dundon? What's something that would be really good when you're calling Tom Dundon cheap?
We got to come up with something. What are they eating before the game? Top ramen? Is that their pregame meal for game one?
That's their postgame meal.
You're going to get ramen and you're going to like it.
Postgame, he's not going to allow you to have the seasoning packet. No. Why don't you earn
Raw noodles. If you lose that game,
oh man,
no seasoning in your ramen.
You better watch out. I had the confusion, so I don't know what's going to happen. You know, we'll get to the series. I really want to go to that Sunday game next week.
Yeah, game 4, a week from Sunday.
12:30, like it's kind of perfect. I love the idea of waking up and having a little breakfast, maybe go get brunch somewhere and then just walk to the arena. Like, that sounds great to me.
Now, you never get too over your skis about look-ahead forecasts, but I will say as of right now, next weekend appears to be a very nice weekend.
Sure, but
which is going to make it even better if you're walking around.
Dude.
Trees are blooming, sun's out, it's perfect.
I think that's the best thing is, like, they either win that game to avoid a sweep, they win the game and have a tied series going back to San Antonio.
Right. Win the game and take the lead in the series.
But even if they lose the game, if I walk out of the Moda Center, it'd be a bit of a bummer, but the sun out will make everybody feel infinitely better.
It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Exactly.
You still got the rest of your Sunday ahead. There's no scaries that are sinking in yet, right? It's just, we got time. Where are we going to go for dinner? Am I going to go home and cook? You got the rest of the day. The world is your oyster.
Dude, maybe the way to do it is reverse. You eat a breakfast early, you go to the game, and then you walk out of the Moda Center and you go get a bite to eat in the sunshine.
I think that's a brilliant idea. Find a place to eat outdoors. Somebody said Tightwad Tom.
Tightwad Tom is a good one.
That's pretty solid.
A great one.
Leader in the clubhouse.
Okay.
Tightwad Tom.
We should put a poll question up on this. If we were to give Tom Dundon a cheap nickname, what are the best options? I like that we got at least one.
We got one.
Tom.
There's your starter.
Okay. If we get any others, let's add it to the list, and we'll do a poll question on it.
Got it.
So I'm thinking about going to that game. I really want to go to that game. I'd love to take my kids, but we'll have to wait and see on some of that stuff. That being said, I have also become confused and confused people with this. In the way that you talk about next Friday's game, so a week from today being our game 3.
For some dumb reason thinking yesterday that was today's day and we were going to get a Friday night Blazer game.
My brother-in-law yesterday goes, if I hit puberty there, as my brother-in-law yesterday goes, dude, how are you going to the game on Sunday? And I was like, well, I figured I'd just drive. I don't want to take the Max.
That's usually how I get to.
He goes, it's in San Antonio. And I was like, yeah, game 4.
A week from Sunday.
He had the same thing of like,
that's right.
And I was like, I guess I should have specified, but also should I?
No,
don't we all know we're the road team?
No, me and your brother-in-law are the idiots in this scenario. Okay. We forget our calendars and what day it is. I will, though, partially blame the NBA for all of this because they're already starting to ruin it by spacing everything out so much.
Dude, would you like to hear the Lakers schedule?
We didn't have a game last night. Like, all right, just an empty void so we can have 2 play-in games tonight.
So this is what they're doing. So the NBA, we'll just do this now, I guess. So the NBA, you can make a point that this is dumb. I've thought about this, and I don't like – my thing is I don't like that the first round is so long. I don't like 7-game series in the first round. I think it's pointless. I don't think it adds any urgency. I think it'd be better if you had one of your better teams lose their first game. You're like, oh, my God, could they get eliminated?
Right.
Versus it's game 7. I think the Thunder will be fine if they somehow – get Steph Curry, right?
Well, and then on top of that, you lose your first game, and then guess what happens the next night? Game 2. You go do it again.
Exactly.
But God forbid back-to-backs.
They're really anchoring the weekend.
Yes.
They really want all of the games they can get on the weekend. So, like, let's take the Lakers-Rockets series, for example. That first game is Saturday.
Yes.
The second game is Wednesday.
So they don't play Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 3 days off between game 1 and game 2.
Not traveling anywhere, by the way.
No.
LA stays in LA.
They're not going anywhere.
And then the game 3, Sunday. Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday is the schedule for the Rockets-Lakers series.
Did they cook that up because of Luka's injury? They want to give him a little more time to get healthy?
People have a suspicion on that of like, did you guys stretch that and maximize it?
That's insane, dude. So game 1 of their series will happen before game 1 Spurs and Blazers.
Yeah.
And on that following Sunday, the Blazers and Spurs will be playing game 4.
Yes.
And the Lakers and Rockets will be playing game 3.
Correct.
And their series starts a day before our start because we play on Sunday, they play play on Saturday.
You would be correct on that.
That is absolute insanity.
But that's an example
Lock
of like,
Adam Silver up now. This should be illegal, dude. I understand the priority of weekends. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
What are we doing, man?
I don't, and here's the funny thing. So I mentioned the Lakers. Their first game is Saturday against the Rockets.
Yeah, it's the night game tomorrow night, 5:30 on ABC.
Their second game is Wednesday. Would you care to guess who else plays Saturday?
I know because I have the schedule in front of me.
Raptors, Cavs, and Hawks, Knicks are two series that also start Saturday. Do you know when their game 2 is?
Probably
Monday.
Monday, 2 days later.
The
way it should be for everybody. What if Luka doesn't play, too? If Luka doesn't play...
I don't think either of them are playing. This is ridiculous, and it's just... This is... I don't think it's just the NBA cooking it up. I think the first round is just kind of stupid.
Yeah. It should be a 5-game series where you
play. At
most
5-game series.
You start on, like, if you want to start on a Saturday, that's fine. These should all be wrapped up by the time you get to next Friday. And then going into the next weekend, you could start the second round.
So, like, my take would be 3-game series, first round, home, away, home.
Ooh. Spicy. Okay.
The better teams should get more home games.
Yes, they should.
But I love the idea of the road team pulling a game 1 upset,
having a chance to win,
going home with a chance to win the series and pull off an upset.
And you can't have in that scenario the last game of the series be the lower seeded team. Like imagine Portland, San Antonio, where you steal one of the first 2 games and then you get a game 3 on your home floor for elimination.
It always has to be at the
quote unquote game 7. Yeah. Like you can't have that on the lower seeded team's floor.
I just imagine if Denny has a 40-point burger in game 1 and we're like, oh my God. If he does it one more time,
we could be going to the series.
We could be going to the second round. It'd be nuts.
It would be pretty awesome.
But if they win game 1, we're all going to go, well, they're definitely going to get us in game 2.
Well, the tough part with it, like I criticize the NCAA tournament for this because I'm not the biggest college basketball guy. It's pretty obvious if you've listened to the show. They lose a little bit of momentum for me because that first 4 days is great. And then you're like, all right. And I understand why they do it. You got to go to a different site. You got to get your money.
You got to let fans travel.
Right? Fans got to travel and all that. But then you lose momentum. And then you play the next week and you're like, that was kind of fun. And then you wait around for another week and then you get the Final Four. So it just takes forever. Like, there's not that many first-round series. Obviously, we're involved in one, so I'm very excited for Blazers Spurs to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
And you could sell me little note like, Knicks and Hawks. That would be really funny if New York lost in the first round.
Yes.
Curious to see how that goes. I brought up Denver and Minnesota, right? Jokic, Anthony Edwards. That's going to be fantastic.
Right.
Outside of that, there's nothing else in the first round that gets me going at all. Will I be watching? Yeah. Will it be on my TV? Yeah. But when you start to get more entertaining as a product is when you get to the second round.
Second in conference
like
finals,
I would just have the philosophy of like, how do we speed up to get to that point to win all of these matchups? Now we got Spurs versus Nuggets in round 2 and OKC versus the winner of likely Lakers and Rockets. Like that to me is more entertaining than whatever we're going to get in the first round.
But let me also ask you this though, like I think you and there's a lot of people I think are far more in your camp on the first round. And I don't blame anybody. I don't look at the first round and get necessarily hyped for it. Like, if I'm going to have Orlando on my screen, like, good God, dude.
Yeah, no thanks, man.
Please, Hornets win that game.
That was the first time I've watched Orlando in a minute, and that was not very fun to watch.
I don't want to watch that Orlando team. But, like, all that being said, as uninteresting as the first round can be in the NBA, if I told you it was whittled down, I think you'd have to go.
Then there's a sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Like there's even that for Portland. Like you could go in and win game 1 on Sunday. It doesn't mean anything. We did that in the bubble against the Lakers.
We did.
We thought
we were going to be that Laker team.
We were the 8 seed.
4 straight.
Won game 1. Barkley's on TV with a broom saying the Blazers are going to sweep the Lakers, and then we lost 4 in a row. And the season was over. So that's the hard part with the longer series is that you can even win that game, but yes, in a certain sense, it is momentum, but it can switch back so easily because the series is so long. But 100%. A 5-game series, you win game 1 or game 2 in a 5-game series, it's a totally different ball game.
Yeah, there's no doubt about
it. The NBA will never do it, though, because it's financials. It's why they'll never shorten the regular season. But these are all valid arguments that I think would make the product a lot better. I had not seen the Lakers series or how the schedule plays out. Yeah. That's hilarious.
Well, I went through them yesterday because I was looking at some of the other teams outside of our, our area, and I'm like, Oh, my God. Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday?
Wait, what?
3 games?
In a week?
More than a week.
More than a week.
It's, it's like, what are we doing here?
What's the Rockets just going to hang out in L.A. for 3 days?
I don't know.
All right, go shoot around again, I guess.
We'll pause on some NBA. We'll get to the Blazers today. We'll talk about some of the other series as well. There is a team that hasn't won a playoff series in a very, very long time. Can you guess who it is? You can noodle on it. Can you guess when we get to it?
Okay.
I'll throw it back at you at that point. But coming up next, I think I woke up the sleeping giant. I think I deserve the credit for it. I'll tell you who I'm talking about next on The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, it's Win or Go Home Part 2 tonight in the NBA Play-In Tournament. In the East at 4:30, the Magic host the Hornets. Winner gets the 8th seed and a first-round date with the Pistons. Then in the West at 7, the Suns battle the Warriors. Winner takes the 8th seed and takes on the Thunder in round 1. You can catch both games on Prime Video. Padres capped off a 3-game sweep over the Mariners last night, 5-2. Seattle is now back home to start a 3-game set tonight against the Rangers. First pitch is 6:40. Logan Gilbert starting for the M's against Jacob deGrom. Round 2 of the RBC Heritage underway at Harbortown Golf Links. Ricky Fowler is 2 under through 7 to tie for the lead at 8 under with Ludwig Oberg, who was the first-round leader after shooting an 8-under, bogey-free 63 yesterday. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of prime time with Isaac and Sue.
Well, good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope your week's going okay. Dirt and Sprague here on 105.1 The Fan. So we kicked off the show. We got two Brandons on the show today. Pale Brandon here. Update Brandon over there.
That is correct.
You can say what you were thinking you were going to say, though. What's opposite of pale?
Top rope. I'm going to call him top rope, Brandon. Dude, that was
I only say that because that's how I basically grew up whenever there was another Brandon.
Really?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Black Brandon?
Yep.
Yep. I was thinking it.
I know
You're
you were.
so right.
Yes.
I was.
We could call you guys
You
the
went to
Oreo cookie
update
Brandon.
as soon as-
You're not wrong.
I heard
the
the
Oreo
stumble-
cookie
the
of Brandon's,
stumble
friend.
on it.
That's something that I bring up if we're like friends for a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yo,
We're still new in this relationship.
yeah, I'm not coming out the gate with that.
Nah, you got to ease into it.
All right. Well, we got two Brandons. We got one Andy.
We used to have a white CJ.
Dude,
Now we have a black Brandon.
We had a
Hell of a time, dude.
look at us.
Look at us evolving.
Diversity.
Dave, we got it, baby.
Can't
We
wait
had
to-
never
can't
met.
wait to see Dusty run in here when he gets in.
Would you guys cut it out?
I had never in my life met anybody named CJ that was white. So we did. We called him White CJ.
Threw us off. CJ,
what?
like when you hear the name CJ, where's your head go? We
Yeah,
all know.
dude.
And it was at the time CJ McCollum was still on the Blazers.
Exactly.
And we're like, wait, your name is CJ? And he officially became White CJ.
He did. So we're doing a lot of name stuff here at the Fan. I have a Tom Dundon thing I want to pass along today, and I just asked at the beginning, should we have a nickname for Tom Dundon being cheap? And here are two that we have so far, okay? I'll put a poll question. If we can get to 4, I'll put 4 up.
Yeah, we need 2 more people. Help us out here.
Here's one of them. Tightwad Tom
Tightwad Tom.
and Scrooge McDundon, which is those are both great.
We might have a new leader in the clubhouse. I haven't decided yet.
Okay. I need 2 more.
This is going to be a tough vote.
If we're doing a poll question, what is the nickname for Tom Dundon
Being cheap.
in regards to being cheap?
Yep.
And I think those are the 2 that we have that we're going to put up. If we get 2 more, send them in 503-864-6326. I think I deserve credit for Mike Trout's New York performance.
I think you do. You fired him up.
He went 1 for 9 and struck out 3 times against the Atlanta Braves. Man, since he played us,
This guy sucks.
I said he was overrated.
This guy's terrible, man.
I largely love to say Mike Trout's overrated just to piss dirt off.
Yeah, it always gets me going.
It gets you going a little bit.
I have
our
a
Bryce
weird-
Harper conversation.
I have a weird defense of him, primarily
I don't think
because
it's weird. I think it's right, to be
Well,
honest.
no, I mean, he hasn't been a good player in a long time. It's been probably since before COVID, since he was the Mike Trout old.
Would you say he hasn't been good or just he's injured?
Both.
Like that's his whole
Yeah.
career is like, unfortunately, he's been injured too much.
So since COVID, I'll start in 2021. He played in 36 games, 8 home runs, 18 RBIs. Yeah, he wasn't bad, I guess, in 2022. We got to 119 games, 40 home runs. That's a good year.
Dude, that's a great year.
But the last 3 years, it's been very limited games. Last year, though, for example, he played in 130 games. He had
pretty good for him.
26 home runs, and he hit 232.
What was his RBIs?
64.
Yeah, that's a bit of a down
That's
year
not
for 130.
That's the first time he topped 100 games in a handful of years.
What year is this for him?
This is year 16 for him in the big
All right,
leagues.
you know what? I
He
take it
broke
back. That's a
in-
good year 16.
Yeah, he broke in 2011 when he was super. It wasn't a full year in 2011, so technically year 15 full in the bigs. But he's gotten hot lately. It's more just a bummer of like, God, it sucks that he still plays for the Angels.
That's what I hate.
It just sucks, man.
No offense to Angels fans out there.
No.
He just got done with a 4-game set in New York.
He lit him up, man.
He had 5 home runs in the series. He was just unbelievable.
Felt like it was a case to be traded for.
He
Did it
came
not?
into the series, Dirt. Came into the series batting 208. He's now hitting 246.
Isn't that funny how that works in
4
early
games.
season moments because there's not that big of a sample size yet? You could have 2 games where you go 3 for 3 and you're like, hey, I was hitting $179. Now I'm at 284.
Unbelievable.
Look how quickly that turned around for me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hitter-friendly ballpark. We all know that. The game against Judge was a ton of fun the other night. There was a great highlight. I want to say it was Andy Pettit, but maybe I'm wrong. But whoever the New York broadcaster was on the game, on their feed, was basically talking about the pitcher of like he has a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, his slider breaks, blah 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 blah. His changeup is this, and he's basically in the moment of saying, I don't know how anybody gets a hit off of him. And milliseconds later, it's a changeup to Harper,
See ya.
or not to Harper, but to Trout, and he hits it basically out of the ballpark. Like, that couldn't have been better timed.
I think you just made my point. Harper
I think I
faced the
did.
league.
I did, man.
You went
Turned
Harper.
around. No, Trout. Trout's the guy.
No, he's turned it around a little bit, and I just like to see that guy be good, but also I just like to see that guy.
Yes, I want him to be on a relevant team.
And that's all my thing was on him and Harper is I just didn't get to see him, I think, enough in the prime sweet spot of a career who all-time MLB history, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything crazy. Like, it's one of the top 5 best runs or I don't know where it ranks.
Sure.
But it's certainly in our lifetime, debatably one of the best performances we've ever seen from a player.
Yeah, his WAR under the age of 27 is the best in the history of Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
And that was the run from 2012 to 2019. I think Mickey Mantle is second. Like, it shows you the status that he has. I guess if you're looking for optimism about seeing him on the big stage is that the AL West is pretty garbage this year.
Dude, that division,
like the Rangers and A's are tied for
bad.
first, a game over 500. The Mariners lost again yesterday, now 3 in a row to the Padres. They're back to 4 games below 500, and so that momentum they had last weekend is kind of gone. And the Astros have been a tire fire. Now they'll probably turn it around because that's what the Astros do every year and find their way back into the race, and I'm sure the Mariners will be fine long term, but that division is wide open, and the Angels are still in it at 10-10.
I actually feel like there's a lot of bad divisions in baseball, and it's early, but my division, the NL East, is not good.
No, only one team. Your team is the only one above 500 right now.
Yeah, the AL West, I think, kind of sucks.
Of course, in my division, I have the Dodgers and Padres who are running away with everything.
Those are wagons. I think
we're already 7.5 games out of first place, man.
The AL Central's okay. They got 3 decent teams. We'll see if the Twinkies hang around, and then you go down. Where was it? The NL Central. Like I love the Pirates as a story.
It's a great story.
But the Cubbies are dead last. The Brewers are kind of, and they're not very far back. They're only a game and a half between first and last. But I don't think that division's amazing. It's just very interesting. Like, how soon in the baseball season we can figure out and say, not that upsets are impossible in the postseason. We see it every year. But like, how soon we can say, well, these are the clear top teams. And then it's everybody.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, how quick is that going to be?
Separation. I don't think we're that far away from it.
I don't think we are either.
But the beauty of being in a bad division, and this goes back to the AL West point, like if you're a Mariner fan right now, like you're 8-12, you're 2.5 games out of first place.
That's why you don't panic.
Like there's no need to because you're in the AL West. If you were in the NL West and you were already 7 games out of first place,
sunk.
Like you're done. And you're just hoping for a wild card spot at that point. And so it gives life if you're in a bad division, and it gives you a little optimism. Now the reverse of that is the teams who were in those divisions with the better teams, and you're like, God, are we going to be able to catch them? Is that going to be attainable? But when you get these kind of crappy divisions, it gives everybody hope. Right now, the Astros and Mariners at 8-12, only 2.5 out of first place. You feel like you got life the rest of the way, and there's nothing to count out yet.
We have the Blazers-Spurs series that's going to start on Sunday evening. We'll dive into that coming up at the top of the hour. But coming up next, RIP, we should have seen it coming. I'll tell you what I'm talking about next on The Fan. Well, we asked and you guys delivered. And that's why you're the best audience in sports media. Tom Dundon being cheap nicknames. We're trying to write them down. Now, you have to remember, we're putting this up as a poll question just on social media. So we've got some good ones, but a few of them are a little too long.
You can only put 4 options in there.
Well, we only have 4 options, which sucks because us choosing 4 doesn't mean that we chose the best 4 per se. It's just like we're just doing it. And then some of them are a little long. Like we got a discount double Dundon.
Yeah, Dundon discount double check.
That's not going to fit, but like that's fantastic.
Right.
So I think the 4 we're going to go with are Tightwad Tom.
Tightwad Tom, number 1.
Scrooge McDundon.
Scrooge McDundon.
Tommy Two Nickels. I just love saying Tommy. You put the Tommy in
Tommy's
anything.
Solid. Anything, man.
It's fantastic. And then Dunderfunded.
Dunderfunded. I'm just thinking of Dunder Mifflin.
I kind of am.
All I think of is the Dundies. As soon as
The Dundies,
Awards.
yeah, the Dundee Awards. We got Discount Dundon was sent in, Tommy Two Cheap, Dollar Tree Tom, Tommy Two Pennies.
Tommy Two Cheap's a pretty good one, too.
Cut Rate Tommy, Deprived Dundon, Thrifty Tom. Some good ones. Tom the Frugal. Solid effort.
Tommy Two Cheap?
Tommy Two Cheap's yeah.
That's a guy running a speakeasy that, like,
absolutely
he
is.
really nickels and dimes you when you show up to his place. Right. I think I'm going to go with Tommy Two Cheap.
Good options. Well done,
Those
everybody.
are all, I mean, you guys are great.
Phenomenal effort.
You've made our morning.
We evidently have a very cheap owner now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I heard yesterday. I was like, that was cool to hear. Thanks. Been reading about it enough. Now I get to hear it. Awesome. Before we get into the Blazers Spurs extravaganza, can we just pause for a moment and say R.I.P. to Spirit Airlines?
Spirit Airlines is going down?
Well, I don't know if you know this, but the fuel costs continue to rise.
They're a little spendy right now, is that what you're telling me? If it's $100 to fill up my truck, how much is it for a Spirit Airlines airplane?
Dude, I can't imagine.
Evidently what they can't afford.
I see diesel prices, and I'm like, oh, you poor truck guys.
Poor bastards.
You
I never
poor
flew Spirit Airlines.
So here's my thing. I'm jokingly bringing this up because war in Iran, fuel costs, like, aside,
what are you doing?
This was always going to end this way.
We all knew where the road was going to lead.
You cannot, in good conscience, tell me that I am the only one in an airport that goes through, and as excited as I am to go to whatever that destination,
traveling,
sits in the anxiety of flying. It's the quickest, it's the most efficient. I will always do it, but I have a huge fear of it. I cannot be the only one that ever refused to go on an airplane that looks like caution tape. You cannot make your airplane look like flying caution tape.
How bad was Spirit Airlines actually? Because there was always those, you hear stories and, hear the secondhand tales of how awful it was.
My wife flew Spirit one time. She had a friend who had a birthday extravaganza in Vegas. And this was years and years ago. I think Spirit was just a couple years old, but they already had the reputation of...
Sure, but then you look at the price, and it was probably like $70 for a round trip to Vegas.
Which at that point for us was like, that's a good price.
I got to go to Vegas. Might as well make it affordable.
And she did make that choice herself.
Yes.
I wasn't sitting in that house making her go Spirit. I was like, just choose whatever you want.
Do the cheaper option.
She chose it, and the only time ever that I have tracked my wife, not that she's traveled a lot without me.
Sure.
The only time I've actually brought up on like the map with the moving plane was when she flew Spirit to make sure it landed safely in Vegas. And I remember seeing her plane over Nevada, and I was like, just get there.
You're almost there.
Just land. Because everybody was already talking about it.
Right.
Their entire thing. You want to call yourself Spirit. Dude, not a bad name. I'm not mad at it.
No, they got Halloween stores everywhere.
Who okayed it to paint it all yellow, and then the font is black?
Yeah.
It literally makes me think of caution. Don't walk here. Somebody's dead. Something bad is happening when I see that plane. That's all I think about when I see it in the air.
I actually never went there mentally, but as somebody who knows how scared of flying you are, I understand why you did.
Absolutely.
I understand why you went there.
Dude, yeah.
Now, what happens if I booked a flight and then, like, this summer on Spirit Airlines? Am I just out of luck? I got to go rebook? Are they going to, like, honor my flight?
So, this is a CBS
They're, like,
News
legitimately
report.
shutting down?
Legitimately, CBS News reported this morning, or yesterday, late last night into this morning, that like they might be filing bankruptcy and ceasing operations today. And if that happens, like I guess we'll pass it along now that we brought it up, but like people have tickets and they're like, what happens?
Yeah, what do I do?
Do
What
I
do I
get
do?
my money back?
I mean, yeah, you better get your
give
money.
me my money back.
You better if you bought a ticket and the flight isn't there anymore.
Now, what are the odds somebody is going to pay somebody in the administration to bankroll their
probably happened. We did this
existence?
and we did this during.
We've done this like 4 times.
Yeah, I mean, after the 2008 recession, we bailed out all the automakers so that they would stay in service. We've definitely done this for airlines. We did it during COVID when people stopped flying anywhere and they needed the little boost from the economy. Why don't they just raise their prices?
I don't know if people want to pay more prices for them. You know what I mean? Delta might get away with it.
Might pull that
Airlines,
one off. Yeah.
United,
might have a shot at it.
American. I think they can get away with it.
We didn't. You were out when we did the story, but I can't remember what airline it was. Did you see there was one though that's planning on putting in basically like sleeping rows where your seat you can like get the whole row.
United.
It was United, and you can lay down on your seat now.
Really?
Yeah, there's a new flight there, a new design that they're coming out with.
There's a guy that I just saw like a snippet of an interview, and he's a CEO of he wants to start either an existing airline or he's like starting one.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to, I think it's an existing one. He wants to eliminate a bathroom. So there's usually 2. He wants to eliminate one, and he wants to charge you to use the other one. And people were like, the hell are we doing? And he goes, well, it actually provides more leg space. And people are like, I don't care.
No.
Don't take away a bathroom and don't charge me.
One guy in there is taking a dump for 20 minutes. Now you got a line that's a mile long down the aisle. That's a safety concern all of a sudden.
Dude, air travel has gotten so much worse.
It's brutal. I love when you hear those the people who work in like transportation are like, why don't we bring class back to flying? What happened? We used to fly around in suits and wear hats and wear ties.
Yeah, why don't you dress up for the airport? Like, why don't you give me a comfortable flight?
Why don't you give me a seat that's wide enough for my body, enough room for my knees, and not have the person in front of me in my lap? How about that? If you give me those options, maybe I'll wear a suit while I'm flying.
Don't charge me for
my
bag.
How about a bar cart in the back that I can stand up and go grab a cocktail at? No.
Man.
Give me some watered down
I always wanted to be on a double-decker plane that has a spiral staircase from one bar to another.
Yes.
A little piano man.
I've always wanted to have one of those in my house.
A spiral staircase?
A spiral staircase.
I once stayed at a lake house years ago when I was a child.
Once you see one,
it's really cool.
It's captivating.
Terrible to use.
Sure.
Functionality is awful. Do you know how many people would break their legs on an airplane on a spiral staircase?
Don't be clumsy.
Dude, how many people would you hear going up and down the staircase? Dude.
I see enough people struggle on the spiral staircase on buses to know that that's not going to work on a plane.
Yeah, dude. Like, there's no way.
I still want one in my man cave. I still want to go down to my man cave on a spiral staircase.
How many couples get split up because the wife or the husband can't go up the stairs and the other one's like, I'm going?
Who was the first person to design that? What a cool design, though.
Great design.
Like a staircase that doesn't take up a lot of space.
Do you not think of sex when you see a spiral staircase?
Every time.
You're just like, they're going up to do the nasty.
Yes, there's some bed
That's
up
all
there.
you're thinking about.
With like feathers on the sheets.
Or you think of like a gorgeous woman coming down the staircase and you're like,
ooh,
she did it. That happened up
She's
there.
got a bathrobe on.
You know some naughty stuff was going on up there.
That's why I want a spiral staircase.
Speaking of Tommy Two Nickels, there you go. R.I.P. Spirit Airlines. Did you ever fly Spirit? I never flew.
Never did it.
Never did it.
I certainly will be okay with cheaper options at times in my life, but I've never had the desire to.
Yeah, but they could never get into the JetBlue did this.
Yeah.
JetBlue was around before. Like, JetBlue hit that market before them, and it was better.
Yeah. The value meal of flying. R.I.P. Spirit Airlines.
R.I.P. Spirit.
I took Spirit one time with my wife and my kid when we went to South Carolina. And
now, was that a budgetary thing, or was
yes,
that just?
Of course, because we were poor and living in L.A. at the time. So yes, there was.
Oh, so you were really poor back then.
Yeah, so I was really poor at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found it actually strangely refreshing because it felt like Soul Plane, where it was like
Soul Plane.
Well, I'm gonna play the card here. Like all the attendants were black.
Yeah.
And there was no. There's no Wi-Fi. There's no screens to watch stuff. Right. You're watching it on your phone.
Yeah.
And so everyone's just like talking to one another. And I'm like,
that?
Wow, we're so social. Like it was actually like loud in the plane.
It's kind of unique.
Like, talking to one another. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of refreshing.
So are we losing something valuable here and I didn't know it?
They needed Brandon as their spokesperson. Maybe the airline would have survived if that was the message.
I was just bringing that up to say R.I.P. Spirit.
All right. Loaded second hour. The Blazers kick off their series against the Spurs this weekend. Let's start talking about that in the second hour of 105.1 The Fan.
Isaac Rupp.
1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the last two playoff spots in the NBA play-in tournament up for grabs tonight in the East at 4:30. The Magic host the Hornets. Winner gets the 8th seed and a first-round date with the Pistons. Then in the West at 7, the Suns battle Steph Curry and the Warriors. Winner takes the 8th seed and will battle the Thunder in round 1. You can catch both games on Prime Video. Padres capped off a 3-game sweep over the Mariners last night, 5-2. Seattle now back home to start a 3-game set tonight against the Rangers. First pitch at 6:40. Logan Gilbert starting for the M's against Jacob deGrom. Round 2 of the RBC Heritage underway at Harbor Town Golf Links. Ricky Fowler is 2 under through 9 to tie for the lead at 8 under with Ludwig Oberg, who was the first-round leader after shooting an 8 under bogey-free 63 yesterday. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday with Joe Fisher and Rashad.
Sprague here. Hope you got a little espresso in your system or whatever gets you going. Happy Friday, everybody. Dirt and Sprague on 105.1 The Fan and The Fan Sports Network. 1080 AM. We are on YouTube today.
We are.
Look at that.
Well done.
Brandon Henson, everybody.
Got the job done.
Star
TC being
the
over
fan.
there.
Oh, my gosh.
Just lucky today, guys. That might change next week. Who knows?
Well, it's like golf. Better to be lucky than good. We got a lot to get to today. It's a loaded second hour. Catch us on the YouTubes as well. The poll question is up. We have Tom Dundon cheap nicknames that we posted. Let me see if I can find it. We got Tommy Two Nickels. These are the options here. Tightwad Tom, Scrooge McDundon, Tommy Two Cheap.
I have officially voted. I've cast my vote.
Did you?
It was not easy.
It's
Those
a
are
tough
all
one.
great options.
Yep.
My favorite is Scrooge McDundon. Scrooge McDundon got my vote.
Somebody sent us the Tommy Pickles gif and said, Tommy Nichols? Yeah. I'll tell you why, and I'll share that with you sometime here in the second hour. Before we get going on the Blazers and the Spurs series, got a couple stats for you, and then we'll talk about it. Want to remind you to join us June 23rd as Toyota presents the Fan Golf Classic out at Langdon Farms. Foursomes are on sale now between the morning and afternoon rounds, so hurry up. They fill up fast. We'll be at the infamous Angels Envy Bourbon Par 3. It's the 6th hole on the course. We'll all be hanging out at the Fan on that one, heckling and admiring your tee shots, and we'll all get Matt's Barbecue. Brandon, I hope you're able to come out there this year because Matt's Barbecue, their brisket,
oh, phenomenal.
Unbelievable.
Oh, I'm a sucker for barbecue.
Dude, the brisket is so juicy. You can head to 1051thefan.com and click on the Fan Golf Classic logo for info to sign up today. And the Fan Golf Classic is presented by Toyota. It's also brought to you by Vulcan Design and Construction, Henderson and Daughter Windows and Doors, George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law, Battery Exchange, Maestro Dobel Tequila, your neighborhood restaurant group, Philbrook Law, 1-800-DIVORCE, Roto-Rooter, Illegal Mezcal, and Window Nation. So we got our Blazers Spurs series. It's going to tip off this weekend on a Sunday.
Sunday night, 6 o'clock.
I'm looking forward to it. I think I have a nice casual Sunday ahead of me, and I think a 6 o'clock wind down. Hopefully dinner's kind of already been eaten at that point. And
yes, it's perfect. Kind of wind down. You're only cleaning dishes, but you can do it at halftime if you need to, right? Like you're good to go.
I'm aiming to have everything done. Like I'm
dinner,
doing nothing.
dishes, everything done for the weekend. Sit down, watch moops.
Go upstairs, make whoopee with the wife, go to sleep. Like that's the Sunday plans. Keep your fingers crossed, everybody. We all need it.
Do we still call it whoopee?
I want to bring it back.
Whoopee should be brought back.
You know, it sounds...
What are you doing? Making whoopee.
Yeah, it sounds like forbidden and cool at the same time.
Are whoopee cushions still a thing?
I don't think they're.
Do kids still do whoopee cushions?
I think they're at $1.50 stores now.
I feel like if I got Teddy Ballgame a whoopee cushion, he would think that's the coolest thing of all time.
Well, he's your son, so he'd love farts. Yes, I think you're accurate on that. Yeah.
I might do this. I got a weekend idea now. I got to go find myself a whoopee
Test the
cushion.
theory.
Yeah, I think I'm onto something here.
You should do it to him first. Just see his reaction.
Have him sit not knowing what he's sitting on. He might freak out at first, but as long
might.
as I'm laughing, I think I'll get a chuckle out of him.
So Blazers Spurs 6 o'clock on Sunday. Looking forward to this one. I saw this one from Kirk Goldsberry, who was on the Zach Lowe podcast.
Yes, what did he say?
Every team in the NBA, every team. So take the worst team, the best team.
Yes.
Every team's effective field goal percentage is between 52 and 58.
Got it.
Okay? Those are all the combined percentages that shoot. There's your percentage. Okay? Every team. When Victor Wembanyama is on the court, the opposing team shoots 50. So quite literally, when Victor Wembanyama plays defense, your offense is worse than the Nets.
That's why he should be Defensive Player of the Year.
No, he is.
He's
I mean, that's
7'4", and he patrols the floor like a 7'4", like no other 7'4" player ever has.
You can make an argument, and look, it's tough to compare positions and players, certainly, and I will hear all arguments, but
yeah,
I mean, Dirt, we could just make an argument. Let's take the height out. It's probably the greatest defensive player in our lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, he's
in our lifetime.
It's not big of enough sample size probably yet for people, but just when you watch him, he can do things because of his athletic ability and his size that nobody else has ever been able to do in the NBA.
He hasn't even won a depoy yet, and I'm like, no, he's the best defender.
Like, there's guys who can block shots or can be good rebounders, that's fine, but he also has enough length and quickness to be able to not be a sieve
to get switched
away from the hoop and just be a horrible like, that's been a problem for Rudy Gobert for years, where we know how good of a rim protector he is, but if you bring him out of the paint, it's like, dude, he's on ice skates out there, and he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And so I go back to, on that note, that's an incredible stat that shows the impact that he has when he's on the floor.
Dude, worse than the Nets is a
wild,
mind-blowing thing to hear, because the Nets, I don't know if you know,
are really bad at basketball.
Trotted out like 6 rookies to run their
I remember when we played in
rotations.
Brooklyn and thinking to myself, I don't know any of these guys.
Wolf, Michigan guy, that's it.
I'm a radio host and I can't name you any of these players. They it goes back to, though, I remember we talked about this with Denny going into the play-in game, about how many times will he get to the foul line. Like, I was just curious to see what the change would be in his game, if at all, because we know that's a focal point of his, getting to the free throw line. Now, he had a great night shooting the ball. He did get to the free throw line, but it was a byproduct of a great game. Mm-hmm. I think you just take that same conversation and then you switch it and pivot it to, how is he going to be finishing around the rim? Because that's unquestionably the strength of his offensive game.
Yeah.
Is going downhill and getting to the hoop against a team who has maybe the best rim protector, if not the best, in the entire NBA.
Yes.
And Cornette, who is also a very serviceable big who can be a good defender in the paint as well. And it just, that to me is one of the more interesting parts of this matchup in this series, is can Denny still be as effective as he has been at moments in this season when you have Wemby that's out there for 40 minutes a night patrolling the paint?
So I was trying to go through last night, and I want to make sure I counted this right. He has not, I don't believe, okay. He fouled out. I went through it because you have to get him in foul trouble, right? That's going to be
biggest hope.
He fouled out one time this year, and it was at the Lakers, and he has about five foul games the rest of the year. He averages 2.4 fouls per game.
When he played 65 games on the dot, right?
Here's a fun stat for you. Let me give this one to you because I also saw this and I started laughing. He averages 3.6 blocks per game. He averages 2.2 or 2.4 fouls per game.
So more blocks and fouls per game.
Insane.
That's nuts.
Insane.
Because usually we see bigs, like even the best of bigs, Shaq used to routinely, I feel like, get into foul trouble, and he'd be like, "Oh, right. Shaq's in foul trouble."
Right. Klingon dealt with this a lot last year in his first year in the league, where you're always in foul because you're just fouling guys going to the hoop, and you don't really know how to move and position and do the things you need to do.
So, like, we know a lot of this is gonna be about Denny for Portland, like on the Portland side of it. Certainly, that's not breaking news to anybody. When we talk about this matchup, this series, and I'm much more of a react than preview guy personally. I just like to see stuff and. We can all give our thoughts going into it. It is an easy conversation for me. It is far more about anybody else than it is Denny.
Yeah.
Denny might get bottled up. Denny might be below on his averages on the season. If I tell you that, none of you out there are surprised by it, right? The Spurs focus in and say, we limit Denny Avdia and he doesn't shoot 10-plus free throws per game.
Yeah.
We'll be in great shape to win this series quickly. I know what Drew Holiday's going to give me. That I know. Is Tamani going to continue to shoot the ball well? I didn't think he played on offense particularly well against Phoenix.
No, but he was good defensively.
And he was great defensively, but he has a little bit of he's in a little bit of foul trouble here. If Tamani gets in foul trouble, because I would imagine you're having Tamani Kamara guard Victor Wembanyama.
I would tend to think so.
Donovan Clingan on him.
No, I would tend to think Tamani's got to be your guy there.
I think Jeremy's going to see time on him, Tamani, and I think they're going to put Drew on it once in a while.
Yeah, the Clingan matchup in this series is very interesting to me because he, on the other end of the floor, if you're going to have Wemby who's focusing on Denny coming downhill and attacking the hoop, and he's going to want to protect that and not let him finish around the rim, you would imagine, again, unless they're switching and just having different guys guard different guys, that Klingan's going to be left open a lot, and he's going to have to knock down some threes. Like, I see San Antonio saying, Clingan, if you want to beat us from the three-point line, you can. We're going to sag off you because Denny's coming downhill the entire game. And if that's going to be the case, Klingan's going to have a good series shooting the basketball. When you go back and look, too, the Kamara stuff, if he's going to guard Wemby, we talk about this with Wemby on the other side with the fouls per game. He's only fouled out once.
I think he has to guard Wemby.
He has to. He has to stay out of foul trouble.
No doubt.
Has to. Like when they blew leads late or they would lose games late, like Kamara getting into foul trouble.
The Denver game.
And not playing at the end was a big part of them losing. Like Kamara has to be smart. He had a couple late in the Phoenix game because it started to tick up a little bit. He didn't foul out of the game, but there was one late that was just like, why? That one. That was a kind of dumb foul that you did. He just has to be really smart. There's going to be times when there's nothing you can do about it, or Wemby gets in your kitchen and you end up getting whistled for it. Like, that'll happen throughout the course of the game. Don't do anything dumb in terms of just reaching in randomly in the backcourt and getting a foul that's not necessary.
Yeah, I think the matchups and how they're going to play everybody, and I still worry, even if Donovan's not guarding Wemby, which once in a while you'll get like a random down-low matchup just because of the way that they're, setting their actions. But for the most part, I'd imagine you're having a Tamani. When Donovan is on him, Wemby's probably going to attack knowing he can bait him into an easy foul because what does Donovan like to do? He likes to block shots.
Get him up in the air, boom, there you go.
What did Wemby do this summer? He went and worked with Hakeem Olajuwon.
Damn it, Hakeem.
Yeah, the dream out there just giving away all the tips, man.
Stop it.
And so, the footwork is going to be stellar, and how quickly is he going to get Donovan Clingan, into foul trouble? And those are things I worry about. The Denny stuff, it's so easy, I think, for teams to go one of two ways here, right? It's either, let the star do it, we'll shut everybody else down, or shut the star down.
Let everybody else beat you.
Yeah, let's see if Tamani Kamara can beat us.
Right.
Is Shaedon Sharpe going to average 22 points per game because he shoots the ball really well?
Last time they were in San Antonio, Scoot had a pretty good game.
If I was to ask you guys, okay, we all on this show, we've been watching the Blazers all year. If I was to ask you guys, somebody in San Antonio asks you, what would you tell a coach, just as a fan, as somebody watching games, what is the key to you? Because if I was asked, hey, what would you say about this? I'd say, slow down, Denny, you win the game.
Without it.
Especially not the other way around.
Especially when you're in San Antonio. I think there's a fear, and maybe this isn't rational or there's actually not numbers behind it to back it up. There's the idea of role guys on a home floor in a playoff game getting hot. Not that it's never happened on the road.
No, but we've certainly seen it in the playoffs.
But right, my fear would be bigger in Portland of all these other guys getting hot and the crowd gets into it and Kamara's 7 of 9 from 3 and here comes Clingan and Scoot's having a great game.
Yeah.
Whereas opposed to that building sounding like a jet engine saying, we're gonna cut off your main pipeline and then say, go ahead, Scoot Henderson, we'll leave you open from 3 all night if you can make shots.
Yeah.
That would absolutely be my philosophy if I were San Antonio.
I thought Matisse had this moment, I think it was either the second or the third quarter of the Phoenix game, right? Matisse Thybulle's come back. He's playing good defense. He's okay on offense. Not amazing, but he has his moments, right?
Yeah.
Because of the threat he can have, he had a pump fake moment. Dude bit on it, got right past him, drew a foul. And I remember saying to myself, watching on the couch, I'm letting him shoot. Why am I going for an up fake on Matisse Thybulle?
Go ahead, buddy.
Now you're putting us. They've got dominoes on you, right? They've got the advantage. They can move the ball around and find the open man.
Yeah.
And that's what I wonder. If Orlando loses tonight in the play-in against Charlotte, do you know we are the worst three-point shooting team in the playoffs? Of all the teams.
It's not good.
Do you know who the next closest team is? The Sixers.
Yeah.
So, like,
not a strength of ours.
You average, I want to say on the season, Portland averages the fourth most three-point attempts. Yeah, they average the fourth most three-point attempts of all the teams in the league. The teams above them are the Celtics, the Hornets, and the Warriors. So you might have 2 playoff teams there. But for me, when you look at the averages, if you can just put an extra couple bodies, take away the right driving lane of Denny, I'm sitting there all day if I'm San Antonio.
Fire away, guys.
Dude,
fire away.
If Jeremy Grant's going to have a 35-point night,
right.
All right. If Drew Holiday's going to be 6 of 8 from 3, if Shaedon Sharp's going to be 5 of 8 from 3, I'm just living with that more than I think the way the team operates is Denny drive, Denny get free throws, Denny feel good, Denny score ball. But if Denny can't do that, it feels like there's just I don't know why I do that to him, but when he drives, I just have like this caveman
that's what's happening in his head.
Denny score ball.
Denny's gonna take it to the
Denny dominates you, bitch.
Here comes Turbo.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm Turbo. Yeah. I just kind of have that. But if he doesn't, I would just tell any other on the other side, like, if he's taken out, all right, are the others going to get it going? And it's not a real confidence factor, I think, on the Portland side of that being the winning recipe.
Well, and then you also have the Denver game where they made a franchise record in threes, and they still found a way to lose.
They still lost.
Even in games late in the year where they've shot the ball really well.
You know why they also
haven't
lost?
Found a way to win.
Denver has one of those unicorns. You know who else has a unicorn?
Yes.
San Antonio.
You scored a ton of points. You just couldn't get stops when you needed to. And I think the thought of missing a bunch of threes, especially early in the game, this game to me is a big first half game where, like, if you're down, I don't see you fighting your way back into it, especially on the road.
Okay.
But if you come out and you shoot the ball poor and you're giving up long rebounds and the crowd's into it and that kind of tidal wave comes over you a little bit, then my pucker factor would be high of, this thing could get out of hand in a hurry. Like we talked to our buddy Minix yesterday in San Antonio. They are not threatened at all by Portland. They think this is going to be a 4-game coronation.
I did a hit on his
first round,
and it was basically like he introed me in. You know, Brandon, we know the series isn't going to go long. Yeah. You like bacon on your burger? And I just like,
Oh, okay, we're doing that, huh? Keep sleeping on us, Minix.
I don't want to be Dave Softy Mahler, but you've kind of teed me up to be Dave Softy Mahler.
I have to be. I think the first half and the start of this game is really important. Like, you find yourself down by 15 in the second quarter, and you're not shooting the ball well. Are you digging out of that hole against San Antonio?
They're one of those.
With Wemby on the other side, you got to get off to a good start.
Yeah, I'd like to look this up of leads blown this year. That's a tough stat to find. Like, where San Antonio ranks on it.
Sure, in terms of having a double-digit lead that they let slip away.
Yeah,
even though they lost 20 games all year, how many of them were games where they had a big lead?
To me, it's not even about, like, you winning the game if you come back from a 15 to 20. It's like, how many of those games did they lose?
Right.
Because that could be you see it all the time in the NBA. We just saw it in the Phoenix game. We had a 24-4 run.
Yeah, it went both ways.
Instantly followed up and concluding with an 18-5 run.
Portland had a double-digit lead, then Phoenix had a double-digit lead, and then we came back and won the game.
So because of the way basketball is played now, these runs are crazy and insane, and you're like, well, that's it. And then you go on that same run right after it.
I think the difference, though, in this case is they have a unicorn.
Yeah.
And when you have a unicorn, that just becomes far more challenging.
No doubt.
Because when their offense hits a rough patch, what do?
Right.
Give it to him and get out of the way. How are you going to stop him?
We've also seen our offense be a bit of a struggle bus.
It goes in lulls.
It has its
There's
lulls.
There's a couple of lineups that they can use that there's just not a lot of firepower offensively, and they better be very good defensively.
Where are you guys at on the series as it's a Friday? It's a fast break Friday. Feeling good. We at least got playoff basketball to watch and get ready for this weekend, so I'm excited about it. You can chime in at 503-864-6326. We got more on this, and we'll get to it on the other side. Dirt and Sprague, 105.1, The Fan. A funny follow-up from our conversation earlier in the first hour of, does your wife lose things, like the phone specifically? I think all three of us experience our wives lose their phones quite often. And it's usually like right next to where my wife is. And I'm like, it was right there.
Yeah, it was right.
It's on your nightstand.
It's right.
Right there.
I'm going to find this in 30 seconds. Are you really done searching? Because I promise you, this is not going to take me very long.
So,
if you want my help, I'm going to make fun of you.
I'll just say this. A coworker texted us because I don't want him to die.
No.
And I will not name him.
Anonymous sources are telling us.
Dude, I will not say Dusty's name. And I will just say that his wife heard us talking about this and like scoffed at it. And then he said she walked out the door without her phone.
We don't lose our phones, which is a red flag number one of if you're scoffing at the conversation, it means there's a little internal guilt. You know that that you do it too.
The only reason I say that on the air is because she very well could counter to him and say, I ran hood to coast with him in the van. I can't tell you how many times Brandon lost stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I did. I was asking people all day, you guys see my shoes? You guys seen my headphones? That was me in the Hood to Coast van the entire time. The entire time.
I feel like that's a strength of mine. I don't ever really lose anything.
I lose way too much stuff.
I always put my things in the right spots. I know where they're at whenever I need it. Very, very rarely will I get a situation where I'm in a panic.
Mine is hats. You think I have a hat rack in my closet.
How do you lose hats?
Because what happens is I get home, I'll end up taking a nap, take it off, lay down on a couch.
Right.
I have multiple couches, right? Or I go upstairs. And then now stuff is piled on it.
Yeah, the
and like 2
pillows
weeks
on
later,
top. You're
that's where that hat was.
I was looking for that one, man.
That's right. I remember that nap. So the Blazers and Spurs will tip off on Sunday. And whether they have a chance or not, I know some fans out there think they can push this, make this a real series. And the reason is because experience. Spurs haven't gone through this.
Yeah.
Now,
the majority of our team hasn't either, but,
yeah,
we got a couple of guys who have.
Do you take in big games outside of the NBA into consideration for you're not worried about certain players, or do you separate the NBA playoffs from, let's use two players in this that were teammates? Stephon Castle, Donovan Clingan.
Yes.
What did they do together?
National championship.
Playing on a basketball court in a football stadium with
it's a pretty big game.
Millions of eyeballs watching you. That's pretty high-stakes, pressure-packed basketball. Victor Wembanyama, what he did over there in France before he came over. He played in the gold medal game in the Steph Curry, LeBron, Kevin Durant.
In his home country,
Olympics.
by the way.
In his home country.
Right.
So, like, do you put stock into that, or do you say, no, this is different. Like, this league is the league of leagues, and it's one thing to do it there. It's another to get on this stage when you haven't done it before, being on NBC at 6 o'clock.
It's funny. I think there is truth to both sides of the argument, where it's a different animal because in a gold medal situation, right, it's one game. I know the tournament, it's single elimination, so it's a different kind of animal. A 7-game series is just a different beast because you're playing the same team over and over again. They're going to find matchup advantages that they like. We're going to find things that we like or weaknesses that they have, and you start attacking them, and can you make adjustments? And so it's a bit of a different animal, and it's hard to compare to other, whether it's the Olympics with round robin play and then into the medal round or an NCAA tournament, which is certainly a ton of pressure because every game is an elimination game. I think it has to count for something. I also don't know, maybe this is an OKC thing from a year ago, and I'm not trying to act like they didn't have any playoff experience 2 years ago, but 2 years ago, they barely had a cup of coffee. They were the 1 seed. They lost in the second round of the playoffs. They won one playoff series, and then they were bounced in round number 2. And this, I remember, was a narrative, and I even used it at times of like, yeah, I got to see you do it, right? Like, I haven't seen you climb up the mountain that far. You didn't even get to the conference finals. And what did OKC do last year?
They won it.
And how many guys did they have with a deep, legitimate, long resume of playoff appearances? It's a bunch of young cats who had only been there basically one time, and they got bounced in the second round of the playoffs. And so there are some guys with playoff experience on their roster. I also chuckle at the notion of it being a massive advantage because outside of Drew Holiday,
Jeremy. Drew, Jeremy, we looked that up.
Jeremy hadn't played a game in April in 6 years. So I get that he's been there before, but
enough of the
I'm not going to act like he's going through it year in and year out. That was the first time he'd played a game in April in a Blazer jersey. He's been here since before COVID.
It's not like he came in and is like, I've never been on this stage. You gave us the stat yesterday.
I know. I'm just saying, I think it's a little overblown in terms of an advantage for Portland. Because outside of Drew Holiday,
I don't know if it's an advantage for Portland.
Right, I'm just saying it is. No, I'm not saying you are. I'm saying some Blazer fans are going down that road of liking us early in the series because San Antonio isn't quite sure what to expect and all that. When a huge chunk, Denny Avdia's never been in a legitimate playoff series.
No.
Kamara's never been in a playoff series. Shaden, who, by the way, had the highest plus-minus off the bench, has never been in a playoff series.
Scoot, Shaden,
all of them. So Robert Williams, Drew Holiday, you want to give me Jeremy Grant in the past? By all means, do it.
But they also have Cornette, Fox.
Right, guys who haven't won titles necessarily,
Barnes.
but they've been Barnes has won a championship. I think
Vassell was at they're playing stuff before they kind of like hit the skids before Wemby.
So that's the only thing. I just, if you want
you don't
that
think
to be
the experience thing is any
I don't think it
part
matters
of the
at all.
series.
I don't think it matters at all.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that matters is they have a unicorn, and can we do anything about that unicorn? If the unicorn plays to the unicorn levels, I just don't see the pathway forward. But as we've seen with other stars in bigger moments, LeBron got shut down by J.J. Barea, and I would have never thought that was going to happen. So I guess you never say never.
It can happen. Also, to the Thunder point, I also don't want to memory hole that series. They very well could have won that series against the Mavs. Luka just hit
he was
big
just crazy
moments with Kyrie, and they got over that hump.
Well, you can play it vice versa, too. They very easily could have lost to Denver in the second round last year, and they very easily could have lost to Indiana in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, no doubt
about it.
Both
of those were 7-game series.
No doubt about it. I just think the beauty of the league is if you think San Antonio is the massive favorite, which all the numbers say that they are, this is a minus 13, 1,200, whatever it is in Vegas. If that's your feeling, run with it.
Yeah.
But I think the way the league is structured, you can debate if they have enough talent to add 2 more teams, and that's certainly fair. I would argue, do they have 2 more ownership groups that will actually be competent, or will they get idiots? Because the league's problem to me isn't talent. The league's problem is operations. They have too many bad owners in front offices that don't know what the hell they're doing. See the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, you're just stuck in the same spot forever.
So, to me, it's about how much deeper the league feels and whether you have a chance or you have zero chance. The Blazers got the talent on roster to make some, foolish or not, think that they can hang. They can make this a legit series. Winning it is one thing. Keeping it around for a feisty-ass 5 games or 6 games
I think
is different.
In order for it to actually be a series for me, you got to get to 6. A gentleman's sweep to me is not a series.
But we could look back if they lose. Let's say they lose in 5. We could look back and say, well, Game 1 came down to the clutch time. If you just get to 5 minutes and you're
depends on how
within,
it looks in the picture. I get that.
Yeah, you could have a lot of clutch time losses, and we can say,
man, a shot here, a shot there, you could have won that game.
Really good performance, way to fight. You didn't lose, you didn't win it, but you had no chance because that team was that team. But in clutch time, if the Blazers could just get themselves to clutch time, that's all you're asking for, I think, in the series in general.
That's a fair point. It doesn't. If you're competitive in all the games and there's not the spread tonight, 10.5. Do you cover the number or not tonight? Sorry, I keep
You keep thinking of 3 and 4.
I keep thinking it's tonight. Damn it!
I know.
So the spread on Sunday is 10.5. Covering the number is a competitive game. Not covering the number is a double-digit loss.
They lose by less than 10. You're going to go, dude.
Yeah, all right.
Unless it's super big backdoor Wemby didn't play
Right, you're
in the
down by 20
quarter.
the entire time, and somebody randomly gets hot off the bench, and they backdoor your
Yeah.
way into a 10-point loss, and you cover the 10.5.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think other than that, competitive is getting to 6 games in the series.
Yep.
You do that, that's a success for me. I'm not asking you to win it. I'm not telling you that's the expectation.
Certainly.
You have already achieved whatever goals you had at the start of the year was to take a step, get into the playoffs, won the play-in, so progress has been made. You're playing with house money. If you get it to 6, that's a massive win in this series.
Something I heard yesterday that kind of scared me. I'll tell you what that is. We'll get into the Blazers series a little bit more probably in the final hour of the radio program.
We got to spring the line today.
We got to spray the line?
NBA playoff edition. I think we need to.
I like it. I did it while you were out.
Yeah, the stuff.
I can't remember what the stuff was, but we had stuff.
We got stuff this weekend.
And I was like, let's do the stuff.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
So Spring Line sponsors are welcome at 503-864-6326. We're back with more. But first, Brandon with the Sports Update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the fan, it's win or go home part 2 tonight in the NBA play-in tournament. In the East at 4:30, the Magic host the Hornets. Winner gets the 8th seed and a first-round date with the Pistons. Then in the West at 7, the Suns battle Steph Curry and the Warriors. Winner takes the 8th seed and faces the Thunder in round 1. You can catch both games on Prime Video. Padres capped off a 3-game sweep over the Mariners last night, 5-2. Seattle now back home to start a 3-game set tonight against the Rangers. First pitch is 6:40. Logan Gilbert starting for the M's against Jacob deGrom. Round 2 of the RBC Heritage underway at Harbortown Golf Links. Ricky Fowler is 2 under through 11. Keegan Bradley is 4 under through 7. Both of them are tied for the lead at 8 under with Ludwig Oberg, who was the first-round leader after shooting an 8 under 63 yesterday. His second round starts at 10:40. And 19th-ranked Oregon baseball starts a 3-game series today at Illinois. Coverage begins on 9:10 ESPN Portland at 3:45. First pitch shortly after at 4. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris and Meringue. Weekdays 10 to 1. The Fans.
An all-time banger right here.
Bring them back, man. We need team songs again.
I agree. We need team songs and team dances.
We get them from like random fans. Like we had our Colts guy. Remember our Colts guy last year?
Yeah, I don't want fan
These are
stuff,
our
though.
Colts.
Yeah.
This
These
is
are our
our
dream.
team.
Yeah. All that stuff, yeah.
I'm okay with I need something. Give me something.
I like when so like there was a moment in the Jailblazer doc that I love, and I think Trailblazing made it a shirt, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
It's when they went to the Christmas tree lot, and Scotty's famously drinking what is obviously a alcohol-based hot chocolate with the little straw because he showed up, and Rashid's in the big jacket.
Yes.
I need that more in my life.
Yes.
I need more like...
Agree.
You guys are going to be billionaires, all of you. You're going to make $500 million. Your lives are different in a way that we can never comprehend.
Yeah, God forbid you check out of a hotel early.
But I need you guys to be a little more human. I need you at events. I need a shuffle. Give me a Blazer shuffle.
A Blazer shuffle going into the postseason. If we win game one, give me a shuffle, Portland.
Now, it's a delicate line that I'm asking you to be on here of I need a team dance shuffle song, but I do not need Donovan Clingan doing the biggest new 13-year-old TikTok dance trend. There's a line here.
Yeah.
And one will cross over into... Dude, the 12-year-old girls are doing that. I don't need your rendition of this versus, hey, let's have a stupid rap where I'm giving you some bars, but they're terrible, but we also love it.
I feel like the 7th Floor Crew killed team songs. Do you remember the 7th Floor Crew?
Is that the dads of the Padres?
No. Much different.
Because that, I think, killed a lot.
We can't say any of it on the air, nor can we play any of it on the air. If you have never heard it.
Who was it?
It was.
Did I miss something?
It was one of the Miami football teams circa the middle of their dynasty, the Larry Coker era, and they came out with a song. Greg Olson's in it, and I don't know how it doesn't get brought up more often.
Is it a blackface Greg Olson moment? Did he drop a word?
Just go listen to it, and you'll understand.
Well,
that's all I'll
dirty
say.
tease.
And I'm pretty sure after that one, it was like, we're not letting anybody do this anymore.
So like an unspoken, we're not letting anybody do this
Basically,
anymore.
yeah. He didn't do anything racial. There's no blackface, but there's a lot of, it's very sexual references. They lived on the 7th floor of their apartment complex, and it
Gotcha.
was...
Yeah. Say less.
You get the picture.
It's drop-off time at school.
Yes.
Let's say less. Give me the can I get a headband jam?
We used to play that in our locker room before football games, thinking it was like, this is the fun. This is so cool, man. When we were 18 years old.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Kids are idiots. That's what I'll tell you.
So we brought up at the very end of the show yesterday, old Tommy Two Nickels.
Yes.
Tommy Too Cheap. Scrooge McDundon.
Scrooge McDundon.
Got a poll question on that, by the way. What's the best nickname for Tom Dundon being cheap? It's not the 4 best options per se. It's 4 delightful ones, and we've gotten a lot others as the show has gone on.
Just put them in a rotation. Don't even pick one.
Just keep doing.
Just say all 4 of them at once.
I like that. I like having a rotation to nicknames. That's good. So we brought it up. Mannix had wrote that sources with the organization said on the Phoenix trip he made certain staffers check out early because he didn't want to pay late fees, right? And that's a bad look. And
not the team. It was
staffers, like secondary staffers, like
right.
photographers or
social media coordinators or whatever.
Casey will know?
Did
he get an early checkout?
Text Casey. We need to know.
No, I'm not going to do that to him.
Did you have to check out early?
It's people on the organization had to check out early, and that became a story. Well, then you've heard between 2 weeks ago and now, like Tim McMahon, like national NBA podcast people, and I know Danny has brought it up. The scuttlebutt is that he is offering $1 million to be an NBA head coach, and people are like, dude, you're insane. Elite assistants making $1 million, not the head coach.
Thiago, I think, is just shy of $1 million, and that was his salary coming into the year that they obviously did not change as an interim head coach.
And so the reputation of Tommy Two Nickels is catching on. And I'm not like scared of it in the way that it was teed up by other people, but I'm like keeping an eye and hovering over, are you going to scare away some players? It's something to think about of like if you're going to stay in Sheboygan instead of, fill in the blank major metropolitan city. Sure.
I guess I'm
going to have a problem with that.
I guess I would ask, what does scaring away players look like to you?
Well, we're already not a destination
can't
that black
sign
players
guys.
want to openly sign with, so you got to trade players. Are they going to want to stay long term?
Okay. If we can offer them more money than other teams with their bird rights, I think the answer will still be yes.
Right, but what
and if we can give them a max extension because they make all NBA,
But what if we bust to Seattle? What if we bust to Sacramento?
We used to drive yellow Hummers to Seattle, and we did bust to Seattle.
Well, that was that was a different league though. Different time, different league. Just saying.
Look, I understand.
They're flying private to Seattle when the Sonics are back.
Yes, I certainly don't want to downplay the idea of. I understand the fears. I totally get it. You want to have an owner who can afford everything and have every penny in their pocket.
But where are you being cheap versus where you can be cheap are two different things to me, and I just want to know, is he going to get it sorted out?
Does it actually impact the basketball team? Like, I'm sorry, I have a really hard time caring that a social media staffer was forced to check out of their hotel room an hour early. Like, that doesn't impact me at all.
It's not about
it doesn't impact the team.
It's about the story just being out there now.
I don't care about the
coaching stories out there.
Does it impact winning and losing?
Well, so far, they're borderline undefeated.
They're borderline playing better basketball since he took over.
Now, does he
they're
have anything to do
staying
with
in
that?
different hotels. No,
No.
he doesn't have anything to do with it.
No, he doesn't.
So that's the only thing. Like, when it gets to the point of having an owner who, Denny Avdia very likely is going to make All-NBA this offseason.
Well, he's right there on the border.
He's right now. The Luka and Cade thing maybe
that
changed it a little bit,
everything,
but
yeah.
he's in the conversation.
Yes.
If he makes All-NBA, what does that do for his next contract?
I don't know this for fact, but when you make All-NBA, it can change the way
the percentage
the amount
that you
of money
earn,
you can
right?
make.
And the cap of what you can make on a per-year basis goes up.
Right.
The scary cheap part is Tom Dundon saying, "Oh, we can't afford that." That's when the cheapness hurts me.
Oh, if you can't do that, then you need to sell the team.
Right. That's when it becomes a fear.
That's when we have the conversation.
Checking out early of a hotel, I don't know.
Offering $1 million for an NBA head coach, if that's... I'm
Sure.
not saying it's going to happen.
We don't know how that's going to play out
I
yet.
know, and I'm allowing that grace. But
Right.
all I'm saying here, man, is not that you're not right. It's just simply keep an eye on this.
Yeah,
it's
I'm okay
becoming
filing it away.
storylines with a lot of people in and out of our market. That's
Yes.
all I'm saying.
There's no doubt about it.
And yesterday I did a hit in San Antonio with our friend Jason Menix. And at the back end, we were talking about the organization and the way they've built and Joe Cronin. And they asked about Tiago. And they're like, Tiago got that job now, right? And I go, yeah, I don't know. I think he might have a leg up, but I don't know what he's going to get paid. And then I told them what we've been hearing. The co-host for Minix, do you know what he does in his spare time? He used to be the play-by-play guy on the Alliance Football League San Antonio team. Guess who met Tom Dundon and knows Tom Dundon?
Well, he shut down the league.
Well, that guy. And he brought Tom Dundon up, and he goes, I know Tom well. I was the play-by-play guy for the San Antonio Commanders for the Alliance Football League. Tom Dundon bought it, and within 2 weeks, he shut it down without explaining anything to anybody. Like, nobody saw it coming, bought it, done. Finito. And I go, because they were trying to kind of get me off of the interview, and I go, I know we're against it. I know how the clock works, boys. What happened there? Because I had just heard that story. What happened? And he goes, I'll tell you what happened. He met everybody at the league. He absolutely lied to their faces through his teeth. He talked about what he wanted to do with the league and how he wanted to grow the league and what he was going to do with the league and how this was going to change and this was going to get better. And within 2 weeks, he identified the betting angle of the organization, and I forget what else it was. It was some analytics-based thing, I think. But it was the betting stuff and another thing, and he basically found that he was going to make more money on those than he was the league. And so he basically concluded, it's over, stripped it down, kept those two things, entire league canceled 2 weeks after buying. He goes, he's a snake. Don't trust a single thing he says to anybody. And I went, thanks for this. Great information. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're making me feel better out here.
Yeah, look, I understand why you would have that feeling if you were a broadcaster for the Alliance Football League. It's the Alliance Football League.
You're not wrong, but it's like, damn, another thing? And oh my God, it's even worse.
I chuckle at some of this stuff because a lot of the people complaining about it never complained about the previous ownership being absentee and Burt Cold calling all the shots, and now all of a sudden ownership is a concern. We have an example of him owning a professional sports team.
But it's
I know, it's
you would
not the
acknowledge
same.
like the money is so much
I
different.
grant you that. It also was different to buy it. The revenues are different. How much you generate is different. Like, all of that is different. What did he do when he bought the Hurricanes? He was pretty cheap in a lot of decisions he made.
Yeah.
Has he ever been cheap when putting together a roster and a team? No.
I don't know.
They've been one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference the entire time he has owned them.
Yeah.
So I get
and
it.
he paid
It's
market
not,
value for his head coach.
Yes, he did.
Brendan Moore, who
and
he
he's
didn't
not,
want.
He's not trading away players to not re-sign them.
Right.
He's giving them contract extensions. So he fired their TV guy. He was one of the best TV guys in the sport, and Hurricane fans were livid about it. You know what they're not livid about? Having the best record in the Eastern Conference right now.
I hear you.
The Alliance Football League thing, I've seen that brought up before, and I laugh my ass off.
I just happened to talk to a guy involved. I was just passing along a note. I don't know why you're yelling at me here. I'm not Tommy Two Nickels. Stop yelling at me.
When it impacts winning and losing on the floor, I'll be right there with everybody else.
Now, some would say...
Until then, check your ass out of the hotel room on time so I don't have to pay my late fee, okay?
Some would say I am the Tom Dundon of the radio station, though.
You think you're the cheapest one here?
I think my reputation probably sets it up that way. I don't think I am anymore, but I also don't know who I would say is.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of cheapies out there.
Danny gets Uber food every day. He buys new cars. Like, he travels. Like,
I mean, Patrick's got a golden parachute, baby. That guy's living
Patrick
large.
lives in
He's got a 10-bedroom mansion.
He's got
he's the richest one of all of us.
Yeah. You got,
Rob's living in San Diego half the year.
Right.
Sakanic travels the world
Sakanic's in Bali half the year.
Yeah. It's probably you and me,
Brandon
bud.
just came from L.A. He's big balling up here now. Casey lives in Lake Oswego.
Yeah, he's got that Lake O money.
You're like, oh, I'm Portland born and bred. You're in Selwood, dude. And you try to be cool by calling it Selwood.
The mean streets,
man. Mean streets.
Not
you
a lot
have a
of
Masters flag on your house.
Not a lot of people make it out of Selwood.
Yeah, they sure don't, do they? Phil Knight, line 2.
He's from Eastmoreland, but the point remains.
That's your cutoff. Yeah, Selwood, much tougher to grow up in.
We ain't those ritzy folks over at Eastmoreland, all right? Those rich farts.
So, yeah, I think probably people would pick me.
Yeah, you're probably still it by default.
People would pick me.
Yep.
All right, there you go. Random Tom Dundon information just being shared. Sharing it with the people, okay? We're way against it. 7:49. We're back. We got a loaded third hour, fourth hour as well. Dirt and Sprague 105.1 The Fan.
It's time.
get some college football, I think, in the third hour of the radio program. We'll pause. We got other NBA playoff matchups to get into. One team looking to win a series for the first time in a long time.
A lot of thoughts coming in about old cheap Tom Dundon, old Scrooge McDundon.
Yeah, I'm not. I hope the conversation it's coming across of like I'm totally acknowledging that I'm more on Dirt's side of I'm gonna wait and see before giving any conclusions to literally anything. I'm just noting that like
I have no problem raising
it's becoming
the concerns.
very noisy.
Yeah, no issue.
National, local, and. I'm meeting random people in San Antonio, Texas that have experience with the dude, and it's not great. And also, by the way, he's looking for us to fund entirely the renovation of the Moda Center. And so
that's a different can of worms that I totally get.
There's a lot wrapped into it is all I'm highlighting by bringing that up.
The unfortunate part of the arena stuff is that the NBA and Dundon have all the leverage. We need the Blazers more than the NBA, and the Blazers need us. And as long as that's the case, there's nothing that you can really do about it. And I just, part of the reason that I downplay it a hair, and maybe I'm downplaying it too much, like I acknowledge that. Like if this becomes a growing thing and it actually implicates into or turns into players not, demanding trades because we're staying in different hotels.
If it comes out that he doesn't give Denny the super max,
by all means, dude, that's a 5-alarm fire. Like
because Denny's camp will leak that. They were like, he's not offering the super max that he can.
Then it's by all means, this is a disaster,
no doubt.
And we need to go pick it outside the Moda Center.
I think we're fair that way. Like if it happens and it impacts the basketball of it,
right?
Yeah, dude, we'll bring it up and address it. But now it's just a lot of sharing of tidbits and newsy little things.
I don't remember who was the head coach at OKC before. Is it Dagnall? Is that how you say his name?
Wasn't it Billy Donovan?
Well, I thought it was, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, I think it was Billy Donovan.
And Billy Donovan was a fairly high-paid NBA head coach.
I don't know what he was paid while at OKC. The tough thing is they don't share
exact details
the coach
of it.
information.
Sure.
The average coach, like a standard contract, if Tiago's the guy, everybody would probably tell you on average Tiago should be getting $4 million a year.
Yes, that's kind of the base level of the averages that you see around the league. And so maybe we don't know also what he's going to end up paying. So that's part of the reserve that I have there. But I just use OKC as an example. They're a small market team. They're a one-show town. Mm-hmm. They have what is their owner known as?
Well, he doesn't have a lot of money.
Doesn't have a lot of money.
But he does have partners that have money.
Sure, without a doubt. And Dundon now has partners, and I don't know how that's going to, maybe there's more that come into the fold. They got 18% more that they got to finish out buying and all that, right? So we'll see how it changes in the years to come.
Yeah.
They had a head coach who they got out of the college ranks to come in, and I'm assuming you paid him well in order to get him to leave the college ranks to come to the NBA.
Yeah.
They fired him, and they did what? They went with a G League head coach who I'm sure did not cost them very much money.
No doubt.
Who nobody had ever heard of before, and it's like, you just hired a guy from the G League? What the hell? Now, they loved him internally. Turned out great.
Yep.
They also were known as a cheap owner who didn't, this guy's not going to be breaking the bank for anything. And the first time he hit on his players, and they were all for extensions.
All gotten the extensions.
They have all gotten the extensions. Yeah. And so it's just a reality in that league of like, you're going to be cheap in certain areas if you don't have as much money as Steve Ballmer. We're not building a $4 billion arena with every penny coming out of the pockets of the owner, but I don't think it's ever going to impact the roster you put on the floor and the players that you have on your team.
I'm certainly hoping it doesn't. Now, that being said, it's a wait-and-see thing.
Yep.
We didn't get to what I wanted to get to because we had a Diet Johnson here.
Yeah, shorty.
I don't even think it's a segment, but why do you have a bat boy on your team, your favorite baseball team, that wants to fight the other team? I don't know if I've ever seen a bat boy.
Here's what I will say.
Flexing at an opposing team after a hit by pitch.
Yeah, we got into a little tussle.
Walk to first, a bat boy kind of puffing the chest like, oh, I dare you. I dare you.
I mean, if you were a bat boy, wouldn't you want to do that? Because there's probably not actually going to be a fight. Wouldn't you want to kind of throw yourself in? But I'll also add this.
No, I think you look like a huge douchebag.
The bat boys don't travel with the team. It's not our bat boy.
He's in a Giant uniform.
Yeah, I know. They work in Cincinnati. You bring a uniform for the bat boy.
Oh.
You don't travel. They're like high school kids. They don't.
So we have a Cincinnati kid.
That's why it was
taking
funny.
on the full-on San Francisco.
I had a buddy who lived in
Red.
I had a buddy who lived in Denver, Big Dave Runberg, who used to work in the Rockies' opponent clubhouse.
Yeah,
and you're there. You work for the team when they're in town.
Yeah,
and then they leave town, and then you work for the other team.
Did he become
when they
defensive of the other team?
I don't know.
Against the
I think it was just a kid that was like, "What the hell? The series is over. This probably isn't going to go anywhere. Let's kind of jump around a little bit on the field." Also, my team, I could not be more embarrassed by their antics yesterday.
Okay.
They got dominated in the series and then finally won a game and then ran their mouths at the end of it. Like, shut up.
It's funny how much you hate your baseball team and we're 20 games into the year.
If you sweep a team and the other team's running their mouth at you and they drill a guy, by all means, go at them. But in that case, they won the series, man.
All right, well, we're way over it. So let's get to the third hour. We got a loaded third hour of the radio program. We'll get to a Sprague line in the fourth hour, 503-864-6326. We'll dive back into the Blazers in the final hour as well. Dirt and Sprague Hour 3 on the Fan Sports Network.
Rob here.
From the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, it's Win or Go Home Part 2 tonight in the NBA Play-In Tournament. In the East at 4:30, the Magic host the Hornets. Winner gets the 8th seed and a first-round date with the Pistons. Then in the West at 7, the Suns battle Steph Curry and the Warriors. Winner takes the 8th seed and face the Thunder in round 1. You can catch both games on Prime Video. Padres capped off a 3-game sweep over the Mariners last night, 5-2. Seattle now back home to start a 3-game set tonight against the Rangers. First pitch is 6:40. Logan Gilbert starting for the M's against Jacob deGrom. Round 2 of the RBC Heritage currently underway at Harbor Town Golf Links. Ricky Fowler is 2 under through 14. Keegan Bradley is 4 under through 10. Both of them are tied for the lead at 8 under with Ludwig Oberg, who was the first round leader after shooting an 8 under bogey-free 63 yesterday. His second round starts at 10:40. And 19th ranked Oregon baseball, they start a 3-game set today at Illinois. Coverage begins on 910 ESPN Portland at 3:45. First pitch shortly after at 4. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And
Sprague here, Portland Sports Leader, 105.1 FM, The Fan, 1080 AM, the Odyssey app, live on YouTube. Good morning, everybody. How do you like me now? Like you a lot, Kirkers. We got a lot to get to in this hour of radio. I got some college football stuff in my notes. We have audio we didn't play yesterday. Somebody I've never said anything negative about. Very excited he's on my team.
You also have somebody else on your team doing something kind of cool.
Yeah, man, I've been tracking spring football stuff pretty closely. Their spring game is a week from tomorrow.
That's bizarre.
Isn't that weird? I'm still thinking about going. The weather right now looks like it's supposed to be nice. I might take Teddy Ball game down there, run around.
Is it a Saturday?
It's a Saturday. Oh, hey.
That's a perfect sandwich in between games.
Blazer game Friday, Blazer game Sunday.
Yeah.
Nothing really going on Saturday.
It's an all day.
It's an all day thing.
Your whole Saturday is.
I'm not going to be at the entire game if I go. That it would be let's drive down, hang around. I don't even know how they format it in terms of like a halftime. I think they do somewhat of a halftime. Watch 30 minutes, 45 minutes of football, let them run around, have some fun, and see if I can get them down on the field, and then we're going to head back, okay? It's enough fun for one day. But we'll wait and see. We'll get to some of that stuff and some other things in the college football world that are in the news as of yesterday that I'd like to bring up of do we like this? So all that still to come. We have not talked about yet the rest, Brandon Sprague, of the NBA playoffs.
We have not.
Your sport is upon us.
Yes.
You know the NBA season started? It's here, man. Playoffs are here.
Yeah.
What do I need to know?
Well,
educate me.
League's good. The basketball is good. People don't like all the threes that they shoot. I understand it, but overall, the league, pretty good. Pretty good.
I'm going to be honest in the trust tree with you. Okay,
yeah,
can we trust tree this one?
Absolutely.
Probably not going to watch tonight.
I don't blame you for skipping the play-ins.
I have actual playoff games to watch this weekend, including the Blazers.
And it's Friday.
It's a Friday night.
I got Braves Phillies. I'm going to prioritize that.
Yeah, weather's supposed to be okay. It's a little warmer. It's not going to rain. I'll be up, maybe grilling something. I don't know. Going to the park with the kiddo.
I totally get it. If you want to skip some of, not all of the play-in tonight.
And both teams who win, by the way, are going to play this weekend. So I can watch them.
The Hornets are the more exciting team to get into the postseason. They haven't been in the playoffs since 2015-16. They haven't won a playoff series. When's the last time Charlotte won a playoff series?
I don't believe they've won one since coming back as the Bobcats. So it has to be before then.
You would be correct.
I would go 1997.
2001, 2002 with Paul Silas.
Who was on the 01-02 Hornets?
By the way, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Paul Silas.
What Hornets team was that? Because that's post Larry Grandma Mama.
That would have been Baron Davis, B. Diddy.
I used to have a Larry Johnson Charlotte Hornets jersey, and
this?
I lost it. And
Friend
I really
of the city, Stacey Augman.
Hey,
P.J. Brown.
Okay,
Eldon Campbell was still in the league.
What?
Baron Davis. Jamal Mashburn.
Jamal Mashburn's a great throwback.
How about this? Former Husky. Eldridge Rakasner.
Yeah.
I feel like he's been retired a long time now.
Very long time.
And then who can forget Jamal McGlure?
Oh, Jamal McGlure. I think I had a Jamal McGlure rookie card. That thing was in hard plastic. His future was bright.
By the way, Robert Tractor Trailer was on that team.
Yes, R.I.P.
David Wesley, one of my favorite underrated shooters.
Yes.
And a NCAA tournament legend, Bryce Drew.
That is a fun walk down memory lane.
That is a fun little Hornets team that they had, and they got to the Eastern Conference semis, 2001, 2002.
Well, I don't think they're going to beat the Pistons, so that streak will probably live on. But if they win tonight, they will at least be punching their ticket. I'm going to play a fun game with Brandon Sprague. You ready to come on down to the main stage?
Let's do it.
Let's power rank.
We should have told Brandon we have game show music in the system.
Yeah, there's something
That's
in there.
okay.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
That's all right.
Blame Swag.
We're not playing
Swag
Net
for that one,
Pacer,
sure.
okay?
No, we're not going to play the official game of Net Pacer. I am going to play the fun game of Power Rank.
Power ranking.
For me, and this is, by the way, with two of the series being incomplete, because we don't know who the two teams who will win tonight are yet, but I'm assuming those will fall down the list a little bit for you.
Yep.
I want your 1 through 8 most exciting to least exciting first-round playoff series in terms of excitement and watchability going in.
So my top 8 most excited?
All 8. I want you to rank all 8. We got 8 playoff series in the first round. Now, again, 2 of them, we don't know who Detroit's going to play. We don't know who OKC's going to play.
Coming in at number 8.
So, yeah, we'll go last to first. Work your way up. So, you got Cavs, Raptors, T-Wolves, Nuggets.
So, I'm just doing
Hawks,
the
Knicks.
ones that I know for sure?
No, you can do the 1s and 8s. They can be your 8th and 7th.
Those are my last.
Okay, which one's worse? Pistons versus TBD?
No,
or
it's Thunder
OKC
versus TBD, because if it's the Suns, it's going to be a 30-point rout in a 4-game sweep. If it's the Warriors, it's going to be a 27-point rout because Steph hit another 3.
Steph, hey, made a
So
shot.
at least I get Steph Curry in my life. So that's going to be 7. And then
the Detroit versus TBD is number 7.
I think it's going to be Charlotte, but I can understand Orlando randomly winning this game to get swept by the Pistons.
Okay, so you got 76ers Celtics, obviously. Blazers versus Spurs.
I'm going to go number 6.
Rockets Lakers.
I'm going to go Boston and Philly.
Okay.
Number 6. Don't really care about that series.
Is there any hope of Embiid coming back?
They have to take it to 7.
If there's any chance.
If. And I love Maxey. Edgecombe's been fun.
Who did he dunk on? He kind of yammed on, said nuts on the forehead. Who was that the other night in the play-in?
I don't remember.
He got in it with somebody on Orlando.
Who was it?
Was it Suggs? Did he go with Suggs?
Maybe Ben Suggs, because Suggs likes to contend
Suggs
dunks.
was terrible in that game, by the way.
Shout out Jalen Suggs, dude. He finally recognized it was time to shave the hair.
Yeah, acknowledge it.
I appreciate people who acknowledge it. That's okay. And he doesn't look awful. Breaking news.
That was directed at me a little bit.
Wasn't directed at you at all.
I felt like it was a shot.
Dude.
I feel like you're taking a shot at my hairline.
You got Fabio hair compared to what Jalen Suggs had. Are you kidding me? That was crazy.
Living large.
Okay, so Boston,
Philly is 6.
Philly is number 6.
Now we're into your top 5. The top 5 playoff series, according to Brandon Sprague.
Okay, I'm gonna try to be unbiased, but I'm also adding my bias.
Okay.
Spurs Blazers.
It's a biased, unbiased take? Is that what you're telling me?
Spurs Blazers.
You're not superstitious, you're just a little stitious?
We're in it. We haven't been in it in a while. Feels good to be in it. The water's probably not hot in that hot tub. It's probably a lukewarm hot tub once we get in. But at least it's something, and it's something to do.
It's nothing worse than getting in a hot tub, and it's not 102.
It's the worst feeling in the world.
98-degree hot. Like, what is this? Now I'm in a bath.
That was Vietnam.
It's stupid.
Oh, I'm going to jump in that. That looks delightful. Oh, my God, it's freezing here. Yeah, dude, it's Vietnam. It's not Los Angeles, okay? That's what you learn.
All right, top 4. Your
Okay.
Mount Rushmore of first-round playoff series.
Top 4, I have to go Lakers-Rockets. I think that's
I'm surprised you put Lakers-Rockets ahead of us, to be honest. With the unknown of Luka.
It's LeBron and KD. It's probably the last time.
I guess that's fair because LeBron is playing and KD's playing.
I'm not saying
That's a
LeBron's
fair
going to
take.
win it. I'm not going to say LeBron's going to be good in it. It's just LeBron, KD in a playoff series against each other might be the last time in my life.
Okay.
Okay?
That's
Let me
fair
just
take.
appreciate that.
Fair take. I forgot about LeBron. I don't know how I did that, but I did.
Ime Udoka calls LeBron a bitch and then also calls his son a bitch. And so, I got the coach that might want to fight.
Yeah.
Plus, I got Kevin Durant.
We didn't talk about Bronny's trademark the other day.
B9?
B9.
Do whatever you need to do, man.
You know?
I'm not mad at Bronny for doing something.
Earn that money, baby.
I'm going to go the next one.
Top 3.
Top 3, Toronto, Cleveland. Now, many would not put this one this high.
I certainly would not.
And I don't blame you.
What is your reasoning?
I have a ticket on Cleveland to win the East. I'm selfish. I'm sorry it's about me, but you asked my list.
Dude, if they lose to Toronto in the first round of the playoffs,
it's going to be pretty
wild. My God.
It's
that's a disaster. Like, that's another fun game that we can play maybe
blow
later
it
in
up.
the show. Like,
blow it up.
Power rank the teams who have the most on the line in the first round.
Well, the Knicks.
Knicks are for sure number 1.
Knicks number 1.
Is Cleveland number 2? Is there another team that loses in the first round, like outside of the shocking, like OKC?
Spurs aren't going to blow it up.
No,
OKC.
they got Wemby. And the OKC just won a title.
OKC's not going to lose.
No.
Houston?
If they lose to a
you gotta have
Luka-less Lakers,
yeah, that's a good one, Brandon.
That's a solid poll.
That's a good one.
Is it Houston or is it Cleveland? Who's higher on the list?
Cleveland.
It's probably Cleveland because it feels like Donovan starts questioning what is this organization doing?
Where do we go from here?
And also, are they going to pay James Harden? Because they traded for him.
Right. He's a free agent this offseason.
Yeah, suddenly, you're interested. Huh? Look at you. You're on my bandwagon.
You kind of convinced me there.
All right.
I'm not going to lie.
Number two. The second best series. It's Denver and Minnesota.
Okay.
Now, you think this is number 1, and I think a lot of people are with you. It's Jokic. It's Ant Edwards. It's hold these while I'm dunking. I totally understand it. They got a little bit of a playoff history.
Yeah.
I just think this Minnesota team's not very good, and I think they're coming in limping a little bit. Even with that confidence, I'll put it number 2. I still think Denver wins the series in 6.
Talk about big ramifications, by the way, either way. Like, Minnesota is looking in the mirror of we haven't been able to get over the hump, and then we regressed this year, and vice versa for Denver. Like, we have the best player on the planet, potentially, and we can't get out of the first round of the playoffs if we lose that series.
And also, Murray's healthy, Gordon's back.
They're playing good ball at the end of the year, man.
I said this about the All-Star game, and I know nothing's going to change, but I'm going to say it again. The fact that Nikola Jokic literally doesn't care and sits on the bench in an all-star game that at least got some more interest from the players, it seemed, and he took zero flack, and if that were LeBron James or Kevin Durant...
Oh, we'd kill him for it.
We would have destroyed him.
Yeah.
If Nikola Jokic loses in round one, your team's healthy now, we going to say anything? Or are we just going to be like, well, Sam Edwards, no big deal, yada, yada, yada.
How long does the title count for? How much grace does that buy you?
All I'm asking is, like, when are we going to start holding some of the European players that we don't really get excited about, who are awesome? When are we going to start holding them accountable?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a fair take. I don't know about Jokic being it, but I think it's a fair take.
And number one for me, I think it's going to end up being the best series. There is going to be the serious FU energy. And you can hold this against me if I end up being wrong, but if I'm going to advise you to watch playoff basketball that you don't really care all that much about...
This is the one you're pointing me to?
Knicks Hawks.
Even without Trae Young involved.
What do I care about Trae Young?
Because the last time they played...
CJ McCollum, line 2. Wait till Jalen Johnson emerges on your screen. You want to see Cat go 1 for 10 at the Garden? Because it's going to get testy.
He'll do that for sure.
His numbers actually against the Hawks are really good. I think this is going to be a 7-game series.
Okay, so you think it'll be the best of the bunch?
I have that kind of standard. Mikal Bridges has not had a great year. All right, what happens to the Knicks if they lose?
I don't know.
I don't know what the date is.
Team on the list too.
But Atlanta at a certain date has been the hottest team in the entire East.
They fired their coach for losing in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. They got to Game 7 of the conference finals.
I'm just saying.
And fired.
You imagine the Hawks, who nobody cares about, going into the Garden and winning Game 2?
The only reason I bring up the Trae Young thing, you're probably right on Atlanta. I'm not going to pretend that I've seen any Atlanta Hawks basketball this year, sans the 2 times they've played Portland.
No doubt.
And I don't even remember if I watched both of those games.
They got 2 Blazers on that team.
Was the Trae Young Madison Square Garden stuff was pretty fun. Like, I can't stand him. He drives me nuts. He was a great villain in that arena, and he played into it very well. And so without him, there's a little bit of that component that's lost, but I think the team still has it where the fans hate the Hawks.
I don't remember what your take was of Pacers Knicks last year, and I know the stakes seemed a little higher than 6-seed Hawks. I'm acknowledging that.
I think it was the nostalgia was great, too, because it was a series that felt
Reggie
like it was
was
straight out of 1996.
You're right. You cannot duplicate what the Garden gives you in heartbreak.
The Garden.
When that Halliburton shot hit the back rim straight up a mile.
Yes.
And dropped.
One of the crazier endings
There's
ever.
not a better arena to see heartbreak than the Garden.
Yes.
And if the Hawks win game 1 or 2, W fans going to be rocking on that following day.
Not to mention the other side of it, that if they are to win game 1, which is tomorrow for them, you know that their fans are going to stream out of the arena and you're going to get bing bong videos all over the place.
Oh, my gosh.
We're coming for the title. This is our year. Like, you know Knicks fans are going to be over the top.
They take care of business.
Yes.
All right, we're legit. We can win the East. The East is Zeke. Tatum's a bomb. He's not healthy. Pistons never been there. Right. This is our time.
It's going to be great.
Like, you know, and then we also have a coach who might do a rail in the locker room just to get going.
Can't blame him.
I'm not.
Kicks you in a high gear.
No judgment. You know.
Not that I know anything about it. We'll get to some college football notes coming up, bottom of the hour.
There's my power ranking.
I'm going to tweet it out. Do we agree with Brandon Sprague's
No, we don't.
Power ranking of playoff series?
Which one do you think I have wrong?
The only one, you're selling me a lot. And it's riding on C.J. McCollum. And the last time I saw C.J. McCollum in the playoffs, he stepped out of bounds.
It's riding on Jalen Johnson.
Okay.
And C.J. McCollum.
Okay. That's the only...
And Alexander Walker.
That's a bold move, Cotton.
Okay.
Bold move. But it might work out for you. I'll tweet it out. Top 8 playoff series according to one Brandon Sprague. We'll get to college football coming up bottom of the hour. Next, though, an end of an era. Let's reminisce, shall we? Next on The Fan.
The new
All right, some college football stuff in the news coming up bottom of the hour. I saw this last night, and I thought, we've known this is going to happen. At least assumed it was going to happen for a long time. We've debated what the best outcome of all of this could potentially be. But now we have a specific date, and we know when it's going to come to an end. And that is, let's all say RIP together to the final day of the Lloyd Center will be on August 8th.
Yeah, I read this and to your point, we've been waiting.
It's like, what are you going to eventually do with it? Already some of it. I read
Grandpa's 94, and we've been saying every year, you got to be at this Christmas. It could be his last one. We've
last
done that
Christmas.
since 87.
Last Christmas. This is the year.
This is it.
Well, now we officially know it's Grandpa's last Christmas. We're taking him out back and shooting him on August 8th. It is over for the Lloyd Center.
Yeah, I think the tough thing with this is I'd have more emotional pull on this if I had still been regularly going and it still was the mall I grew up in.
Yes.
It wasn't
everybody did in our, yeah.
Well, yeah, but for some people, it wasn't their closest mall. My closest mall was probably 205. Now, some people's moms were dancing at Club 205 next to Mall 205, so Mall 205 was a great little area. But I went to Lloyd Center the most. Yeah. And for some people, it was Washington Square. It's hard to feel much when you already have felt like it's been gone.
When it's already dead to a certain extent.
It
out of sight, out of mind. 90% vacancy rate, by the way, in the last handful of years.
And I've seen a lot of the follow-ups. I went there recently. There was a secondary pet supply store, so they'd get people who donate their supplies that don't have pets anymore and you'd sell them.
Right.
I went to one of those stores, and I remember walking in and looking around and going,
pretty depressing.
Yeah. And you could just see it on some of the employees' faces. Now, I know that more small businesses had started to frequent it and try to,
pop-up stands here and there. Yeah.
I certainly love that people do that. But for the size of the building and what it once was, I'll have nostalgia always remembering a lot of memories. I worked there, kind of grew up there in a lot of different ways, like going there on the Max and the experience. Dude, the blind guy in the wheelchair just right at the crosswalk telling you to make money and everybody on the Max speculating that he made $90,000 a year in donations.
In dollar bills and change.
Man, I could talk about Lloyd Center forever, but it's already felt dead, so it's hard to see that and feel something new.
I'm with you. Now we know the official date. I did chuckle reading through some of this because this is usually how Portland works. My high school is going through this right now. They're rebuilding all the PIL schools one at a time. And Cleveland is up next. They got a big thing next week that it's they're inviting everybody back as a walkthrough before they tear the thing down this summer. But I was talking to my dad recently, and he told me that there's been some hang-ups on it because there's people who are advocating that the bricks that they used to build the building were historical bricks.
They don't make bricks like that anymore?
So now it's
or do we just...
The thing would crumble in a heartbeat if there was an earthquake, but God forbid we get rid of the historical bricks. So now it's a hang-up of will they actually tear it down on time? And reading through this, I was just chuckling of the amount of people who are coming out of the woodwork who probably have nothing to do with the mall, don't shop at the mall, haven't been inside the mall in 10 years, saying, no, this is a historical landmark that this community needs, and we need to revitalize it and change it. It's what? Nobody is here. What are we doing? It's the most Portland thing of all time. Yeah, I think it's a good point of we've known Grandpa's got to die for a while, so it doesn't quite hit the same as a sudden death, if you will.
You're still a little
maybe
sad
younger.
by it, but
you'll drop a tear, but it was reading through it yesterday and seeing that they now have at least a specific date on August 8th when they're going to shut down operations and then start tearing the thing down. I think it's going to turn into a mixed-use neighborhood. Did I read that correctly is what they're going to do with it?
What does that mean?
Housing and apartment complexes, that kind of stuff, I believe is what the plan for it is. Now, they're not tearing all of it down. The Regal Cinemas is going to stay, so the movie theater will stick around. I guess there's
Wait, the movie theater in the mall?
They're keeping the movie theater.
Because we still have the movie theater across the street that has just been fenced. What are we doing with that?
I don't know.
That's a big land.
Maybe that one's getting torn down. I mean, the K2 story said the Regal Cinemas is going to stick around, and there's a pickleball place over there that they're keeping. The olds got to play their pickleball, so that's not going anywhere.
The olds, man.
The youngs are
Don't
into it
poo-poo
too.
the pickleball. People our age, knees are starting hurting, backs are tweaking. We can't move as much anymore.
I can't wait to go for walks in the park again when it gets sunny out and hear nothing but pickleball paddles.
I'll always have fond memories. I used to Christmas shop there. My mom would go there.
I had birthday parties there on their ice skating rink as a January birthday kid. Not a lot to do. I did a couple ice skating birthdays. Take the bros out. Let's go skate, boys.
We used to make fun of those kids.
Hey.
Probably look down at you and like, look at them. That nerds. That's their birthday party. They're going ice skating.
Now if a hockey game breaks out and I can stop at the blue line, we'll see who's laughing then when your ass is running into the walls.
And now the tuna's eating the lion.
Beer league hockey.
I worked at that mall. I worked at Just Sports, became an assistant manager at that mall.
They give you the tools.
Used to regularly try to pick up ladies at that mall. I bought all my fake earrings at that mall. Who can forget my experience to go see on the opening night, Get Rich or Die Trying, and sitting next to Jared Jack? Who can ever forget that experience? An Orange Julius, Jared Jack,
Blazer
50
legend.
Cent in a movie?
Blazer legend.
It doesn't get better. And I Chris Farley'd him.
Remember that one time?
I literally was like, Jared Jack. And he goes, I'm Jared Jack. And I went, dude, Georgia Tech. And he went, I went to Georgia Tech.
Yep.
And then he walked away.
I'm not sitting here anymore.
I was like, blew that one there, Brandon, didn't you? You blew that one, didn't you?
Could have been a recurring guest on the show, but you ruined that relationship for us.
I mean, who didn't go to that Toys R Us and contemplate how many things you used to want to steal?
How many can I sneak out of here?
Who didn't go to Sharper Image and have that uncomfortable massage chair go right near your butt and be like, I kind of like this, but I don't?
Is Sharper Image still a store?
I don't.
Is it still out there?
It used to be at Pioneer Square Mall. That was the last time I saw it.
It's been a while since I've been in a Sharper Image, but that was 100% go-in rate for me at the mall. Whenever you were at low, you never. I don't know if I ever bought anything in there.
You want to talk about malls?
But every time I went in there, every time I went to the mall, I went into Sharper Image.
When's the last time you went to Pioneer Square? I went into that because
it's been a decade probably.
My wife's cousin owns a thrift store. And they literally have an entire floor that's empty, and he just leased it out and had all these little independent thrifters. They just had little booths. And I was like, well, this is a really smart idea.
That's kind of cool.
But, man, you walk into that mall, that mall's dead. You know, the only two malls I think I would say are doing well.
Everybody shops online now, man.
Washington Square is ridiculous. And Clackamas Mall.
Clackamas Town
which
Center
I go
still
to
going
all the
strong.
time.
Yeah, it's still going strong.
Yeah. Those two, Mall 205 I think is still a thing, but it's nowhere near what it used to be.
I don't go over there at all either, so I have no frame of reference.
Are you becoming like getting old? That's a dangerous part of town guy?
No, the Clackamas Town Center is closer, and so it's like unless there's I rarely ever go to it. If there's a specific store there that they don't have, I'll just buy what I need online.
Yeah.
Instead of driving that far.
Yeah, definitely get that.
Town center, I can get there in 10 minutes. That'll be all right.
The city's changing.
It is, and retail space is changing, so I'll be curious how it all turns out. August 8th, the last day, RIP to the Lloyd Center. Your Jared Jack story did make me chuckle. I remember being at a Portland Beaver game one time, and they teased we have a Blazers throwing out the first pitch, and I got so excited, like, I wonder what Blazer it's going to be, and Jared Jack walked out.
Did you not get excited? He came off a Final Four run here.
I know. That
was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
I met Sebastian Telfair at Lloyd Center.
He was no Sebastian Telfair.
He walked into Just Sports. Nobody else was there. And I went, yo, Bassie, love the doc. And he goes, thanks, my guy. And then I grabbed a jersey. I bought it, had him sign it. Now, it's not aged well.
No.
But is it in my garage?
Very cool thing to have.
It is.
Hey, he's out of jail now. He's turning his life around.
I met Floyd Mayweather at Just Sports at Lloyd Center. He had a fight randomly here years ago. It was before he was really like Floyd Money Mayweather.
Yeah, before he got big.
Dude, nobody knew who he was. He was just the short black guy. Walked in, had all these gold chains.
Like Floyd Mayweather.
I helped him shop. He was looking for hats and jerseys, and I helped him. And I probably talked to him for 10 minutes. He walked out, and the guy comes out and goes, dude. And I was like, what?
What?
He bought like $400 of merch. He goes, are you not going to say anything? And I go, say anything about what?
He goes, autograph.
That was Floyd Mayweather. I go, who's Floyd Mayweather?
Never heard of him before.
He goes, he's fighting tomorrow at the Rose Garden. I was like, oh,
all right.
Cool.
You got any tickets available? Can I go? Hey, what's up, Floyd?
Really small in person.
Yeah, tiny guy.
I mean, obviously he would piece me up, but really small in person.
R.I.P. Lloyd Center. Hell of a run, end of an era. We have a change coming to college football that we've been asking for a while. What is it? I'll tell you. Also, backup quarterbacks are in the news, and we'll tell you what they had to say. That's next. First, here's Brandon with SportsCenter.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a SportsCenter update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the fan, the last two spots in the NBA playoffs are up for grabs tonight in the NBA play-in tournament. In the East at 4:30, the Magic host the Hornets. Winner gets the 8th seed and a first-round date with the Pistons. Then in the West at 7, the Suns battle Steph Curry and the Warriors. Winner gets the 8th seed and faces the Thunder in round 1. You can catch both games on Prime Video. Padres capped off a 3-game sweep over the Mariners last night, 5-2. Seattle now back home to start a 3-game set tonight against the Rangers. First pitch is 6:40. Logan Gilbert starting for the M's against Jacob deGrom. Round 2 of the RBC Heritage at Harbortown Golf Links happening now. Keegan Bradley is 5 under through 12. Matt Fitzpatrick is 3 under through 6. Both of them are tied for the lead at 9 under. Ricky Fowler and first-round leader Ludwig Oberg are 1 shot back. And 19th-ranked Oregon baseball starts a 3-game series today at Illinois. Coverage begins on 9:10 ESPN Portland at 3:45. First pitch shortly after at 4. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of Dirt and Sprague. Weekday morning, 6 to 10 a.m.
Well, sometimes you say things about athletes, and then you turn around and you're like, crap. Now I got to root for him. You know, it would be a good comp of this. This would be like Dylan Brooks joining the Blazers next year and being like a good player. And maybe that's
Draymond Green, Dylan Brooks.
Green, right? Guys who we've hated and
John Morant.
John Morant. He's available. You want to go get him?
How quickly is
all of our tones would change.
How quickly is everybody in on John Morant?
The first highlight dunk that he has, any bad tweet I have is getting deleted.
Who's the most woke Portlander that puts a 2A sticker on their car?
I'm all of a sudden an Oregonian.
I just registered at a gun range.
You got any shotguns in here?
I've got a 9mm.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this, Brandon.
Yeah.
But it's happening to me a little bit. Now,
it is.
It's happening but not happening because he's going to be there, but hopefully not there this year. But you never know.
It's football.
We did have to win a game last year with a backup quarterback. It happens. Dylan Raiola is now an Oregon Duck.
Yes.
Yes, that Dylan Raiola. T-Moo Mahomes, as many have called him. He's now wearing an Oregon uniform.
Where is he from? Like, where's his home state city?
He has bounced around a ton. That's a great question. He ended up playing high school football in Georgia, but I don't know if he's from. I don't think he's from Georgia. And then he leans on his.
Like he was jumping to high school NIL.
I think so. Yeah.
He was born in Hawaii.
Yeah, he's originally born in Hawaii.
Okay.
Which is why he tried to wear number. He called. Whole nother thing here. So he's wearing number 8.
Timmy. Oh.
And then he did an interview, or no, I think it was one of the videos that Oregon released of their quarterback room, and he's quoted saying, I called Mariota to ask for permission, and he called.
Wait, he's wearing number 8?
He's wearing number 8. And he's saying he's from Hawaii, so it means a lot to him as a quarterback. But then he said he called Dylan Gabriel.
Has this happened? Well, I guess Gabriel, yeah.
And then, but everybody's like, did you really need to call Gabriel? Marcus, I get.
Undefeated, Hawaii legend.
I mean,
That's third-round pick, Dylan Gabriel.
He was great. I got no issue with him, but one of these 8s is not like the other.
I know we
call
talked
Anthony
about this.
Newman before you call.
Yeah. I know we talked about it with Dylan, and I already forgot he was number 8.
Yeah.
And I think my stance was something along the lines of his career has been so successful and good that he's from the same. I get it. Maybe a line shouldn't be crossed in this situation.
So he went. Here's the backstory, by the way.
Okay.
Sophomore year of high school football.
Yeah.
He was born in Hawaii.
Good.
Sophomore year of high school football, he played in Texas.
That's a distance.
Junior year of high school football, he played in Chandler, Arizona.
Okay.
Senior year of high school football, he played in Buford, Georgia.
How do you?
I don't know. I think it was a recruiting thing, and he was supposed to go to Georgia for a long time.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if that was why he moved
and then
to Buford.
He flipped to Nebraska, right?
Because his dad went to Nebraska,
Yeah.
and his uncle was on the coaching staff, and he was a legacy there.
So there are people at Nebraska, not that you're going to be shocked to hear this in any way. You probably already thought it.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of people, because he did this press conference, and it's, caught traction with you got to humble yourself sometimes, and I will play the clips. But
yeah.
There's a lot of Nebraska fans that are like, yo, I'm telling you for a fact, you're not at Oregon to humble yourself. You're at Oregon because you thought you were going to get more money, and Nebraska told you to kick rocks, and you had nobody else out there willing to pay you.
That I disagree with.
Not like pay
Teams
you,
but
to pay you.
Yeah, I slightly disagree with that. I understand why a Nebraska fan would be against him, and I don't blame him at all. I have no clue how this is going to work out long term. I also, teams are desperate for starting quarterbacks. Desperate.
I know, but
Miami
he's not the norm starting quarterback.
I know. He's also not Dante Moore. Dante Moore started 5 games at UCLA and got benched. Raiola was not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but his numbers weren't. He didn't get benched at Nebraska.
Well, I don't think he was allowed to be benched.
Well, sure, but Dante Moore was the number 1 recruit in the country coming out. And he got benched 5 games into his career. If you're bad enough, you will get benched.
Yeah, you are.
That's my only point. He was not that bad.
Yeah.
He was not great, but he wasn't that bad. The idea that there were no other spots for him to go start.
Well, it's just more like
everybody's got money to spend. Oregon State paid $1 million for a starting quarterback from Duke.
Yeah.
And he's back on your team this year.
Yes.
I'm not the biggest Raiola guy.
I love that you're already defending.
But that's a pretty dumb argument that there wasn't another team out there, that Oregon's the only one that was willing to pay him.
Tomato, potato.
Miami didn't have a starting quarterback at the time. You realize that?
Carrot, celery.
They wanted him? Okay.
Miami wanted him?
They didn't have a starter. They had to convince the Duke kid to enter the portal.
I think they'd rather have the Duke kid.
Because they were trying for other quarterbacks, and they didn't get any of them.
I think, you know what I hate? Can we just all agree on this?
Yes.
Don't we hate that we don't really know? Like, you might be right. You're probably right. But also, what if the other side is right? Like, what if nobody was like, yeah, dude, $1 million to be a starting quarter?
That is crying over spilt milk that I just refuse to believe.
Of the major power conference players, like, could he have gotten at Purdue? Probably, I would imagine.
I mean, in 2 years at Nebraska, I don't know how many games he started. 31 touchdowns, 17 picks, completed 70% of his passes. Those are not out of this world numbers.
He didn't fall on his face.
He was not terrible.
His negative was.
I mean, he's Team Mahomes. I get that. That's absolutely a concern. He was 18 touchdowns and 6 picks at a 73% completion percentage last year.
Before he broke his leg.
He broke his leg against USC, and they would have won the game had he not broke his leg. And then their season tail spun from there. So yeah, I'm rolling my eyes a little bit at that Nebraska fan. I get why they hate him, and I probably could end up hating him as well.
I don't know if they liked him while he was there, to be fair.
No, I think you put up with him and the excitement level of what he could be. Like, you're willing to look past antics and off the field behavior as long as you win, and that's the way I am as a fan too. But here is Dylan Raiola on the idea. So he transfers to Oregon. And again, this is not the Dante Moore thing. Like, Dante Moore was benched at UCLA, and you could have made the argument maybe there wasn't a starting spot for him out there because we all made the same joke that he was pick 6 Dante Moore in his time at UCLA, and he decided to come in and back up. And I'm assuming there were other offers for him at that time, but I don't know that. But Raiola, a little bit different. He said he needed to humble himself.
Obviously, you got to humble yourself. I'd be lying if I say it didn't take a couple practices to kind of get used to it. But at the same time, it's all learning, and it's all trying to eventually achieve the goal of mine and obviously of Dante's right now. And that's our whole room's goal is to get Dante to where he wants to go. And it's a great person to learn from.
Sit down and be humble. He was also asked about the Mahomes comparisons, and here was his answer.
Nah, I wouldn't say I lean into it or I love it. I think that's just a lot of outside noise, and there's some things that obviously probably that I do that gets taken over the hump, but just like it's just learning. I learned from Dante, but I also go back to the NFL and watch. I watch Patrick, I watch Tom Brady and Joe Burrow and Matthew Stafford. Like, those are my favorite people to watch. So I think it's just finding ways to learn and grow my game. And he just so happens to be one of the best in the league that does it at a high level.
I mean, the haircut, the pregame, the number, the throwing motion, the hand warmer, the mannerism. I mean, you just name it. Look, he did it. I also will say this. We can have fun. We can criticize to an extent. He's also super young. Allow him to have gone through a time when he really idolized somebody that he thought he could play just like.
Yeah. It would be advice I would give him if I were in that locker room of, like, the further you distance yourself from this, the better it's going to be.
Do a different haircut.
I mean, step number 1 is changing the number. He's not number 15 anymore. Yeah. So there you go. Step number 1. Step 2, to your point, buzz the head. And then step number 3.
Well, you can do whatever you want with your hair.
When you run onto the field, let's not do
the leg jump, knee-high thing.
Do anything else you want, buddy. Literally anything else you want upon running onto the field other than that, and people will like it.
I think a lot of people, if you're a Duck fan, I can't fault you at all for going in of like, not my favorite guy, kind of a weird pickup, but we questioned the Dante thing and it worked out.
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel worked out. Bo Nix worked out. Right now, the track record with Lanning down in Eugene is you need to revamp your career. You want to restart? You can start right away, go through your lumps and figure it out the way Bo did, or sit a year, go into next year as a Heisman favorite, be Dante Moore. That's the recipe.
The other interesting aspect of this, and I know where against it will go, but the idea that I don't think Lanning is the kind of coach who ever guarantees anything to anybody. Mm-hmm. And so there's also the risk of you're choosing a year of development, because I still maintain he would have had a starting job somewhere else. Now, maybe not to the level of a program like Oregon or Ohio State, like some of the big programs, maybe not. But he could have gotten a starting gig somewhere, and he chose not to go that route. What if there's a bigger name in the portal next year that Oregon wants to go get?
Well, I don't think he's going to be beholden to anything.
Right? What if Akili Smith Jr. pops and he's the one of the young guys who stuck around and he's, people are raving about him and his size and all that. Brock Thomas, local kid.
Look,
that's an interesting gamble on Raiola's part, is that there's no guarantee that starting job is there for you the next year.
That was my take last year, and you remember it going into the Dante Moore season of I don't know if he is having to marry himself to the idea of Dante, even though Dante was there for the year.
Yeah.
If he likes what he sees, he ain't going to sniff the portal. It'll be Raiola's, but I mean, yeah. I don't think Dan Lanning's going to hesitate if he feels like he needs to.
I think the biggest fear I had of all of it was this seemed like a kid who had a massive ego, and now you're putting that behind your starting quarterback, and just what does that do for the room?
Right.
I don't know what it actually looks like behind the scenes. He's saying the right stuff publicly, but that was the biggest fear I had of, dude, this is a guy, number one recruit in high school kind of kid, come like bouncing around school to school to school to school, thinking his S doesn't stink, and how is that going to fit as a backup role? But so far, it doesn't seem like there's an issue. Dylan Raiola talked to the media for the first time as a backup quarterback down in Eugene, Oregon. Another bit of college football news we'll get to. A change coming to the schedule. We'll explain it and what it is next on The Fan. Well, we've been asking for this change for a while. Now, I don't know what it means for the end of the year, but flying under the radar yesterday, let me find the specific language of this. They have those oversight committees that recommend changes that come in college athletics.
I was going to bring this up today, but I just didn't get to it on my show sheet. Your guy.
It's kind of a shorty.
Spearheading the charge on this.
Dude, so we've been advocating for a long time, like, why don't we move the season up in college football, start week 0? There's always like 3 games. One of them is in Ireland, and it's Iowa State. It feels big at the time, and you look back at the end of the year, and you're like, all right, that didn't really mean that much. But why do we not have a full slate? This is really dumb. And then everybody plays the next week. Well, they have proposed, the FBS Oversight Committee has recommended starting everybody playing on week 0. So essentially the FBS regular season would be standardized to 14 weeks, during which teams could schedule 12 games. So you would have 2 bye weeks. Now, this doesn't necessarily change the end of the season yet, because those contracts are still in place, the bowl games having to take place on January 1st or New Year's Eve or whatever the case may be. But it's a step at least to resolving that issue of ending the season earlier in an easier manner. And it makes sense. Like, you're talking I know some people push back against this of like, man, it's still summer, we're traveling, blah, blah, blah. It's the last week of August. Like, it's the last week of summer. I don't have any issue with it. If you want to make time for your last vacation, you can. It'll be games that you could play. It's before the NFL starts. Like, all of it makes sense to me, and I think it's pleasant and surprisingly good news out of college football.
I've always agreed with what Lanning has said from the get of end the season on New Year's Day. They have a long way to go, I think, to get to that point, because you're talking about the title game doesn't get played till what, January 20th?
That's
25th?
Ridiculous. Next year's like even crazier. It's almost February.
It's almost February. They're creeping into the Super Bowl date at this point, and I'm not a fan of that. I hope they can get to that. Now,
January 25th next year in Vegas.
So let me be selfish here.
Yes.
I don't like it selfishly, because that's the week of Hood to Coast. And now the season is starting.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm either going to have to stop doing an event that I genuinely love.
You could DVR all the stuff, too. I know.
A lot of DVR catch-up, man, because you don't get home until Saturday night. Now, I have all Sunday, but my whole Sunday, I just got to rewatch.
I get it. I get the complaint there, no doubt.
And I understand people that don't care about that. It shouldn't have to dictate everything. But selfishly, I have a play in this of, like, I can manage 3 games, 2 of which usually suck.
Sure.
You do the full slate of games, I'm going to be like, cool, I'm done running into coast. Let me race home now.
So I'm going to just scroll through. This is week 1 of this year, right? Because nobody really plays in week 0. I think the other part of this that will help you a little bit is how many times do we actually get a great week 1 slate, right?
Yeah.
Baylor and Auburn.
Right. I mean, I'm interested.
Clemson and LSU play again this year, this time in Baton Rouge.
Super interested.
Okay, so there's one for you.
Because you get Dabo in what feels like maybe the last year versus Lane. Year. Welcome to LSU.
First game, no doubt. And this is obviously sans like Oregon and Oregon State games. UCLA plays Cal. These are games that are worth mentioning. That tells you how bad the slate is.
I want to see what Chesney's going to do. I'm very curious what UCLA could become.
The Apple Cup is evidently week 1 this year in Seattle. I did not realize that.
Really weird.
Fresno State USC. Does that do it for you?
I don't care.
Nope. Still scrolling.
Is Reggie Bush going to stop and go against Fresno State again?
I
don't really care.
Is Fresno State any good? They're in your conference now. You got to keep an eye on them. Notre Dame, Wisconsin. Louisville, Ole Miss. SMU, Florida State. Mm-hmm. That's your week 1 slate next year.
A couple games. You got a few games in there that I am interested in.
Sans the Oregon and Oregon State game, which we'll obviously watch. Talk about, like.
Well, in this instance, if this happened this year.
And that was your week 0 slate.
I would have, to get home, I'd have 5 games to catch up on.
Yeah, you'll be all right. Notre Dame, Wisconsin.
Look, I'll figure it out.
Let me guess, Notre Dame's going to win.
I'm just being a little selfish here.
I get it.
Okay?
I get it.
But I do want the schedule to be earlier. I want them to. Lanning is right.
You need the payoff, though. Like, this is a great first step. It should start week 0, but now just to extend the regular season to then have the season still end at the end of January would be really dumb.
Speed up the break between the games at the very end of the season in bowl
games.
Talk
about losing momentum. Yeah. Nobody does it better than college football.
Get rid of the conference championship games, sort it out with play-in seeding stuff, and then let's get it going.
We just solved the issue. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. We have a lot to get to in the final hour of the show. We'll play some audio for you as we get set. Blazers Spurs Game 1 Sunday. We'll make some series predictions. I'll put a poll question out there. How do you think it plays out? Who wins and in how many games? So we'll throw that up at Dirt and Sprague on Twitter. We will Sprague the line today because we got a nice full slate of NBA hoops to gamble on this weekend. It's a loaded final hour on a Fast Break Friday. Don't go anywhere. Dirt and Sprague 105.1 FM The Fan.
Portland Perks.
From the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the last two spots in the NBA playoffs are up for grabs tonight in the NBA play-in tournament. In the East, at 4:30, the Magic host the Hornets. Winner gets the 8th seed and a first-round date with the Pistons. Then in the West at 7, the Suns battle Steph Curry and the Warriors. Winner takes the 8th seed and faces the Thunder in round 1. You can catch both games on Prime Video. Padres capped off a 3-game sweep over the Mariners last night, 5-2. Seattle now back home to start a 3-game set tonight against the Rangers. First pitch is 6:40. Logan Gilbert starting for the M's against Jacob deGrom. Round 2 of the RBC Heritage at Harbortown Golf Links happening now. Matt Fitzpatrick is 4 under through 9 to claim the solo lead at 10 under. 5 golfers are 2 shots back, including Ricky Fowler, Keegan Bradley, and first-round leader Ludwig Oberg. 19th-ranked Oregon baseball starts a 3-game series today at Illinois. Coverage begins on 9:10 ESPN Portland at 3:45. First pitch shortly after at 4. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the Fan Happy Hour with
Let's do this. Final hour. Durton's regular Portland sports leader, 105.1 FM, The Fan, 1080 AM, the Odyssey app, live on YouTube. Some sad news to pass along in a moment. I feel like we got a beef brewing.
We got beef brewing?
It's growing.
Oh.
It's percolating beef.
I'll
get to that in a moment.
I love a good percolating.
This just came across where Garrett Anderson passed away. Looked up at MLB Network and was like, what? I didn't.
53.
Now, I have not seen any details on how.
I loved Garrett Anderson.
I mean, I hated him because he won a World Series with the Angels and beat my team.
So, like, you don't have. So, players.
But I always loved him as a player.
Yeah, like, players that beat
watching
you.
him.
You don't have teams that, like, you hate the team because they beat your team, but it's more. What was the pitcher's name in that series? The number one for the Angels. He had the face.
God.
He had the face.
Was it Lackey?
Lackey.
Was John Lackey? Was it John Lackey?
John Lackey.
Yeah, I feel like it was John Lackey
See,
before he went to the
Lackey
Red Sox.
Was why I didn't root for that team.
Let me see.
Garrett Anderson.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he
was awesome.
He came up late in that year and was a rookie and threw for the Lackey did. That was the start of his MLB career.
Yeah, so like I always view teams when they beat my team like if
Tim Salmon.
I almost caught a home run ball from Tim Salmon at a Mariner game.
All-time name.
Great Tim Salmon.
I always loved Garrett Anderson's swing, and I appreciated the player. So I was able to separate it with him for sure.
Well, it's just always like you can
but
hate
he caused
the team.
me pain.
Yeah, sure. He helped cause you pain. He was so good in that series. You're talking about an All-Star Game MVP, a 2-time Silver Slugger, a home run derby champion, played for my Atlanta Bravos. So, like, dude, 53 is way too young.
I think it's just being reported. I have not seen official. I shouldn't say anything because I haven't seen any actual reporting on what happened because I didn't know. I don't think he was sick, so I think it was something that was sudden for him.
Yeah, MLB Network just broke in with it.
Yeah, I just watched.
I think it just came across the wire.
Dude, way too young. Only 53 years old. World Series champ. You mentioned All-Star Game MVP, Home Run Derby champion. I did not remember the Garrett Anderson Home Run Derby championship.
I will admit that one.
I don't remember that.
Right over my head.
A lot of them I can remember. I feel like
right over my
Bobby
head.
Abreu randomly winning one. Like there's some names that will stand out. Garrett Anderson, I did not remember in that regard. Long MLB career.
Who do you think he beat in that one?
God, 2003. I mean, Bonds had to still be doing it. That's still peak steroid Bonds.
Look,
probably not McGuire anymore at that moment.
Here we go.
2003. Brett Boone. Was Brett Boone still doing his thing in 03, or was he done by then? His pop of steroids probably over.
That's the most home. Here we go. Here's the winners. So we got
Jim Thome, maybe.
Okay. It doesn't tell me who he beat on the Wikipedia. It just says that he won it in 03.
Okay.
So 2003 Home Run Derby. I know.
I'm going to see if I can find participants.
I got it.
Because that's an interesting one.
I don't got it.
Here we go. Garrett Anderson won
Yeah.
it. The other contestants were Brett Boone, correct on that. Carlos Delgado.
Oh, Delgado.
Who could forget Carlos Delgado? Jim Edmonds.
Yeah.
Jason Giambi.
Yep.
Albert Pujols. the beginning of the machine.
You could argue this is one of the best upsets and wins for a player in home run derby history.
Richie Sexson.
Wow.
And Gary Sheffield.
Richie Sexson.
Yeah, it was
the
Anderson.
Pride of Brush Perry.
Anderson versus Pujols was your finalist.
Dude,
I was
beat
wrong on Bonds.
Pujols in a home run derby.
Yeah, it's that might have been Pujols' rookie year. I can't remember exactly what year Pujols broke in.
Oh, man.
That sounds about right. Maybe a couple of years before then. Maybe I'm shortchanging him a couple of years. That's just, you see that 53, man. That's way, way too young.
He's first in
Super
games, hits, extra base hits, RBIs, and total bases for the Angels, and he's third in home runs.
Yeah, still atop almost all those categories, man. Great player, long MLB career. R.I.P. Garrett Anderson, gone way, way too soon. Let's get to our percolating beef here, and that is, I feel like, now we can let Brandon chime in on this as well. Get the lay of the land of the office dynamics.
Black Brandon or Pale Brandon? Where are we going here?
Well, Pale Brandon's the one. Pale Brandon is involved in the beef.
I am?
So I might need Black Brandon to chime in and share his 2 cents, please.
Okay.
I feel like we got a little bit of show beef brewing with you and Patrick Harris.
With me?
Now, let me explain myself to you, okay?
Where's my burrito, by the way?
Exactly my point.
He also in here with a burrito.
He also caught you doing something yesterday that I unfortunately had to take his side.
Caught me
now,
doing something.
I don't like having to turn my back on my co-host. That's not a fun thing to have to do. But I did have to defend his honor in this instance.
That's okay. I threw you straight under the bus on the piss dipper situation. Like, do you think he did it? I'm like, absolutely, that was him.
We're still trying to figure out who did that. We'll get to the bottom of it at some point, okay? My investigative team, I've hired a couple of PIs. They're going to get to the bottom of it, all right?
Your PIs, okay.
No, you have been very critical of Patrick Harrison, called him certain names that cannot be said on the air over his continued purchasing of the water for the water cooler.
Oh, the water bitch.
You call him the water bitch because he gets the water and he fills it up. Now, this was the original Isaac Ropp water stand, and then Ropp never filled it up anymore. And
he did it the first one or
time,
two, yeah.
And then Patrick Harris just grabbed the ball and ran. He went turbo with it, said, I'm going to fast break this thing down the floor, and I'll be the guy that's the water guy from now on. Now, I have paid for I think it's about $16. I Venmo'd him.
The first one's 15. The second refills are like 8.
Sure, but he does two of them at the same time. So he waits till they're both empty and then fills them both up. So it's about $16 to fill them both up.
We have water cooler controversy in 2026.
We do. And you make fun of him for being the water bitch, and you tell him, I'm not going to use that water because I'm no water bitch. Paraphrasing, but that's about what you say.
Kind of, yeah.
You know what you did yesterday?
I got the water.
You used the water. Now, Harris came out. I can't remember where you were, but he checked with me. He said, hey, Dirt, did you see your co-host fill up his water in the water bottle? And I said, I got to take your side here. I witnessed it. I saw it. He did it. And now Harris, who owes you a breakfast burrito from your Guardians versus Brave bet, has not paid up. And your stomach's grumbling, and
he's gonna pay up.
He's gonna do it. Yeah. I know.
But I'm nervous they're spitting that burrito now, but
you're waiting for that burrito. I think we got a little percolating beef. And would you like the floor is yours to defend yourself?
Sure.
On the usage of the water.
Sure.
After calling him the water bitch.
Your Honor, we plead no contest.
Okay, no contest.
We're not pleading innocent, and I'm not pleading guilty. We plead no contest. There's a lot of context you left out of that whole setup.
I don't feel like I did. I feel like I got a good rundown here.
Context is important.
I feel like we got a good rundown of this time.
I'm nervous right now as we sit talking about this that he's going to bring my burrito in off our sports bet, and it's gonna taste like cigarette smoke.
Probably gonna happen.
I gotta admit that.
Keep looking through the windows to see where
vape smoke. It's gonna be like a grape vape smoke flavor. That's what the burrito's gonna taste like.
What is the best flavor of vape?
I couldn't tell you.
I was listening to the boys this morning.
I've never vaped.
I never have either. Do people like the grape? I'd imagine grape's a good flavor.
Grape sounds like it would be delightful. Like grape Bubblicious gum is. I love that.
I used to hookah a lot. Hookah was a thing for a while.
Oh, that's all you did? Yeah, sure. Keep it going.
Hey, we're focusing on your transgressions right now.
Here's a little backstory.
There was
little
never
peek behind
any
the
lean
curtain.
on it.
Okay, here for the listeners.
Yeah.
Isaac initiated the water cooler. He complained that water was too far away from the studio. He finally got our overlord Ryan Cooley to get him a water cooler. Okay, mission accomplished.
Now people are calling me the water snitch.
That's a great name. We got a water bitch with the water snitch.
Hey.
Isaac bought the first couple jugs. Patrick then talks to Isaac and says, I will also use this, so because of that, I will help. Okay, great. Now we got a team funding thing. I also wanted to use it. So I said, you know what? I will dive in and I will help. We'll take turns. We'll rotate.
Yes.
Okay? Now, you never volunteered, Sakanik has never volunteered.
It's not true. And filling up the water?
Hold on.
No.
At the onset, you did not volunteer.
I paid for water.
You have, but on the onset.
I paid for it.
Luke certainly doesn't.
No, never.
Joe Fish, Rashad, we ain't diving in.
No, they're drinking it on the weekend.
Brandon.
There's free water. How's my free water taste?
Casey, Rust, whoever was here has not paid. I paid $15 for the first jug, and then through the rotation, it was Isaac's turn.
Yeah.
Isaac basically was like, no, I created it.
I came up with the idea.
You do it.
You fill up the water.
To which I said, good point, but also I thought we were a team. We're going to rotate this.
It's got to be fair and balanced here.
So I said, yeah, you know what? I'm going to fill up in the kitchen, which is a further walk. I'm done. I'm not spending money if we're not going to share this, universally. Well, Patrick didn't take that stance. Patrick basically was like, fine, I'll do it. And so ever since then,
you've called him the water bitch.
He's called himself the water bitch.
He's acknowledged he's a bit of a water bitch.
So he brings in 2 jugs like he's Paul Bunyan with water, and he puts it in there, and I just laugh. And I'm like, if you're going to be the water bitch, I'm going to take advantage of a little bit of the water bitch, and I'm going to do it. So, I did fill up the water bottle. Sue me.
I think he might.
Be careful, water snitch. You're probably going to cut the whole segment and send it to him.
I think he's going to fart on your burrito now.
I'm deathly afraid of it. I haven't gotten it yet.
Also, the other layer of beef here. Now, I almost forgot strike 3. So you could go strike 1, Sprague using the water after calling him the water bitch. Strike 2, Harris not giving you your burrito in time. Strike 3, we never talked about on the air. People who don't know this about Sprague, he is very, you're germaphobe. Did you take this very seriously?
I had an incident this morning.
There was another one this morning. Huh?
I had to run to a 24/7 mini mart situation.
Grab something on the way in.
And the guy is very nice. Like, super nice guy. He knows me a little bit, right? I'm kind of if I'm going to scan something, I turn the barcode to you so you can scan it as I hold it. And he was like, hey, buddy. And I'm like, what's up, man? How's your Friday? It's good. Oh, these look the same. And then he grabbed him by the area that I drink out of to turn it to see the flavors. And I was like, cherry strawberry.
It's just, that's all you need to know.
Cherry strawberry.
Did you hose him off when you brought him in?
I rinsed him.
We got some alcohol wipes right here.
I rinsed him.
Well, the other day, Harris walked in when Sprague wasn't in the studio and asked Jason Swigart a question via Sprague's microphone, and he essentially licked your microphone. I'm telling you, I'm going to keep this thing going. We got some show beef going on right now.
Yeah.
Me.
Thanks for that reminder.
Me v. Meringue,
I
you
totally
v.
forgot
Harris.
about that. It was 3 days ago.
We're beefing with the firm.
Yeah, he just came in, took my mic.
He did.
My mic cover is on.
Swag, the hell out of your cut.
He spoke
Right
like
in your
Sylvester, like fluffering flickertaff, swagger.
I was listening to the
like
voice.
Just all over the phlegm.
We got issues. That's all I'm saying. I think I called it. I call balls and strikes. That's what I do with beefs, and I'm calling strikes here. We got a beef brewing.
It's okay.
I don't know where it's going to go. You're filling up the water. That was an out-of-bounds play right there. Okay? That was a shot across the bow.
Given that you reminded me of
we have terms
of the mic condom,
we have
I think I'm in
terms
the
of
right.
agreements here, and then you cross the line.
All right, water snitch. Move on. Let's talk about the Blazers and Spurs.
Hey, Blazers and Spurs are playing this weekend. Did you know? Game 1 is on Sunday. Sunday. How do we feel? How long will it go? Some audio to go along with it, including Wemby's comments on playing Portland and some Denny Avdia audio for you. Blazers Spurs preview, and then we'll spring line coming up bottom of the hour. Back after this on the Fan. well, we'll spring the line coming up bottom of the hour. The lines are out. And I believe, Brandon Sprague, of all the series that we know.
Yeah.
So we obviously don't know who Detroit's going to play yet and who OKC's going to play yet. Of all the ones that we know, the Blazers have the longest odds to win their first-round matchup.
Of all the teams?
Of all the teams.
Of the ones we know, though.
Of the ones we know. Like, we'll have higher odds than...
The 1-8s are going to be different.
Yes.
The Thunder are going to be a much bigger favorite.
We are a 2-7, so I don't know if that should be that surprising. There's only one other 2-7 in the NBA, and it is Boston versus Philly. Let me double-check, though, but I believe I saw that on DraftKings because I was looking at some stuff for the weekend last night.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just double-check season or series odds of everybody. I got to scroll to find the actual future bets. But it just tells you kind of what they're up against and what the odds are. The line for Sunday's game is currently sitting at 10.5. So that's the way it starts. Before we get into some of the gambling and the picks and all of that, let's hear from some people involved, shall we? You know who has not played against Portland this year?
Wemby.
Victor Wembanyama.
Hasn't played against him since 2024. I was at that game.
24, the last time they played. You were there.
Yeah.
And here is Wemby talking about the Blazers getting ready for game 1 on Sunday.
I mean, very active team. Very physically active is what I mean, Very intense. Not an easy team to play. They've been, they're in the playoffs this year, but they've been, they've been like a tanking team in the past years, and then now playoff teams, trying to contend. And no matter through the years, still hard to play, Still, they have their identity, and they're strong.
He mentioned that they haven't played against you personally this season. Are you like the Spurs' secret weapon in this series?
The least best kept secret. Yeah.
Secret weapon.
I mean,
what are we asking there?
Look, this guy's got a massive ego. I don't blame him. He's 7'4" and he can do anything he wants.
That's a worse question than asking AZ Fudd about her relationship with Paige Beckers at a press conference.
Quick note, by the way, because I pulled up the odds. So, the series that we know right now, Raptors, underdog plus 400.
Yeah.
T-Wolves, underdog plus 280.
That's kind of tasty if you buy into the Anna's healthy and they've done it before.
You're all over your Atlanta Hawks, plus 220 for them.
Oh.
The Lakers, sans Luka, are a plus 400 in their series.
I don't feel great about that.
The other 7 seed in the playoffs is the Philadelphia 76ers. They are a plus 600 to win their series. And then you arrive at the Portland Trail Blazers, who are a plus 1,000. So outside of the 1-8 matchups, we have the longest odds. One of the things I'm curious of this series, and, it's funny how time changes things and feelings about teams ebb and flow based on who's there and how good they are.
Yep.
But in my childhood, like we've talked a lot in the recent weeks about the Jailblazer era and that being the pinnacle of basketball in the city for us in our youth. And I'll never forget the Sean Elliott shot until the day I die. I will see that shot in my head of hitting it over Rashid's finger by a millimeter or however much space there was. And if he blocks a shot, is future different? Like, what does it look like? I'll never forget that. And then the run that they went on, like every time it felt like we got a bit of hope of, hey, we beat the Rockets in the first round of the playoffs. Dame hits the shot. We won a playoff series for the first time in 14 years. Who was waiting for us in the second round and dominated us?
A pretty damn good San Antonio team. Yeah.
I have forgotten how much I hate this team because they've been irrelevant since they started tanking. And even with Wemby, it's been from afar, and you're like, God, one ping pong ball away. That sucks, so I hated them for that. Mm-hmm. I'm ready for that hatred to get kicked up to 1,000 again. The Minix interview helped it yesterday because I'm like, oh, God, these bastards. They're already back pissing me off. And watching them hit a big 3 or their crowd getting into it or Wemby dominating a game or whatever, I'm fully prepared. I am embracing my inner child and ready to hate the San Antonio Spurs the way that I once did.
Fantastic.
Listen to that tone.
Fantastic.
Just
fantastic.
Looking down upon us.
How's Scoot working out for? No, I'm kidding.
They brought that up in my interview, by the way. How have you guys enjoyed Scoot? Well, same as you've enjoyed.
He's probably
Wemby.
not here, and we have a 37-year-old starting point guard.
Wait till Dame comes back.
Yes!
I mean, look.
We'll get you next year.
Can I tell you something? Mm-hmm. As soul-crushing as the Elliott shot is.
Yeah. They went on to get swept in this series. It was only game 1.
Yeah, none of the other series against them ever felt devastating.
No, because the only one I disagree with, and I don't think we picked them to win, them beating Houston and winning that series, like that was the first time we felt life as a fandom in a long time.
I'm not going to memory hole that because that Spurs team.
Oh, I didn't pick them to win.
They won that series
but
in 5.
They dominated us.
Yes.
There was the thought of like, hey, we're finally good. Like we finally won a playoff series. Nobody picked them to win, but can we be competitive? And they got smoked.
Yeah, you're probably right in like I think it was a little bit of both.
There's Blazer fans talking themselves into them winning this series.
I know. I totally get it. I remember.
I thought Elliott Williams was going to be an MVP.
No doubt. Young Hansen, year 3, loading.
I said Thomas Robinson could be Dennis Rodman once on the air. Okay.
J.J. Hickson was going to be the best small center of all time.
We had a listener earlier when our random Jared Jack stuff came up. I was like, dude, I got his rookie card and put it in hard plastic immediately. I was all in on Jared Jack.
You're not wrong,
so
but
that's, of course, how we felt.
The Houston series, to me, in the moment and even now today, was more about we finally have won a series. It's been forever.
It's been 14 years.
And it's a walk-off.
Yeah.
Like, winning a series in a walk-off rarely happens in the association, and it was our young star guard. And so, to me, it was just about the accomplishment. I never thought at all they were winning that Spurs series.
I think I thought they could be more competitive. That's probably the homer angle that I talked myself
fair
into.
to say.
And then it was like a cold splash of water on the face of like, oh, God, so we're nowhere near where we need to be.
I want them in this series because I simply want them to measure and see, okay, how much better is this team? How close are we? What's the gap? And it's not just a Wemby gap, right? Like, that's not going to go anywhere. How do you comp to their guards? How do the others of the Spurs slow you down? How do they slow Denny down if they do indeed slow him down? I would rather them try to figure out their build by looking at the Spurs situation, because the Spurs in San Antonio are a shocking surprise for people. Yes, I know that sounds crazy. Nobody in San Antonio thought this team was going to be this good.
No, they thought playoffs will take a step, but not 2 seed.
They were open 6 seed at best this year and taking that playoff step, and here they are. They've ascended.
Remember, there was talk about them last year. Do you trade your first-round pick? Do you make a more aggressive move to win now?
And
they were like, yeah, and they said,
no,
we're going to keep the young guys and keep building the right way.
And they got Harper, and he's been good, and they've got Fox and Castle, and it's an embarrassment of young riches.
Yeah.
I want the Blazers, good or bad in the series, to just measure and look and say, what do we need to do going forward for this one? But I'm going to push back on, am I going to be tired if Wemby and the Spurs actually become the next dynasty? Yeah. I've weirdly never hated this team because they largely kick our ass. It's not even like a close contest. It's a 4 or 5 game series.
It's not, rivalry's not the right word. I just hate them out of pure jealousy. It's not a rivalry. The Lakers have never really been a rival.
But they never give you
one series in our lifetime.
But they've never given you, even in the years they beat you. Like the Elliott shot was out of bounds, the fingertip away. Like
it was game 1.
They've never really had anybody or a reason for you to really outright hate them other than to say they beat us. Are they going to give us that in the series? I can certainly see Wemby getting feisty with Donovan.
Mm-hmm.
I could see some of that. And if that happens, well, okay, now it's turned up. This organization's weird. They've dominated us, and I don't hate them because they've largely in their history been such a boring, great team.
They also took LaMarcus Aldridge from us. At the moment, we had momentum.
But we don't view it that way. We view it as he ditched us, not they stole him.
I'm just saying that's another component of this, and
it's all weird, man.
If Dame and LaMarcus had stayed together, there would have been, I don't know what you're doing, but there's more promise and optimism in the years to come.
Well, we'd have CJ with LaMarcus and Dame, don't we know?
Yes, we would.
We know that's what they would have done. What do you mean, would he have done?
I'm just saying losing an all-star like that for nothing was a crippling move for this organization. And you're right that the majority of the blame goes to Aldridge. They also were a massive part of that. So, no, I understand your larger point.
I get it. They dominate
us,
but
all good
I don't
teams.
weirdly hate them.
I hate all good teams. You know how I operate. Out of pure jealousy. I want what they have, and I can never have what they have.
I'd love to have what they have.
That's why I hate them, because we will never be the San Antonio Spurs.
Sure.
And guess what? We were one ping pong ball away from what they have right now.
I know.
One bounce.
I know.
One number. One ball. That's all we needed. Or a loss to Memphis before the All-Star break. Thanks a lot, Anthony Simons.
Where would you be at when you look at the series? Like, are you over under the 5.5?
I'm under on the 5.5. You know how I feel about it. I think the other part of it is, and this is kind of the thing with OKC winning last year, is this isn't the same. Like a certain teams going on runs, I don't think hurts as much. It's the idea that they're not going anywhere. Like, this is just the beginning of what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how many titles that
He had
includes.
blood clots last year. You just don't know how any of this is going to shape.
I totally grant you
out.
that. He's also a freak of nature that we've never seen before.
One of the
and
greatest.
if he stays relatively healthy,
Yeah, it's a problem.
I don't know how many titles it is, but they're not going away.
I'd be surprised if he's healthy. They don't win at least a
So
title.
it's also the cold, hard reminder of if the series isn't. I don't know how it's going to go. We'll have some final thoughts on it, make some picks, but
I'd rather just see the series and react to what we're seeing.
sure, and we will on Monday. Like, I'm excited to talk
Yeah.
about Game 1 and see whether it's good, bad, ugly, whatever. Just fun to have a Blazer playoff game to talk about. It's the reality of, like, dude, this is going to be in our way for how long? And that was the tough part. And you might not have hated the San Antonio teams a years past the way that I did. And I understand your point that it wasn't that big of a rivalry because we've never won a playoff game in San Antonio. We're 0-10 all time. It's not like we've been competitive. It was just the idea of, like, no matter what we do, they're in our way.
They always seem to be in our way when we are
and we
around.
can't. What are we going to do to get better than that? Okay. Now I got to find better players than Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili.
Right.
And
Kawhi Leonard?
Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
Cool. That's
Right.
awesome.
Right.
And I'm terrified coming out of this series that'll be the takeaway of, like, dude, this was a fun year. We made some momentum. We got the 7 seed. All of that is a positive.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a super young team with no playoff experience. It's going to say, hi, we're not going anywhere for another decade.
You're never going to be able to be able to comp and match the 7-4 Unicorn Alien. What I would say, though, is what feels different is right now going into the series, when they took us on, sans the 99 season, it was established Parker, Duncan, Ginobili, and then, here's Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, here's your young guy who you took, 12th overall or wherever he was.
Outside of Wemby, and Castle's really good, Fox, is he a part of the long-term thing? Barnes is not. Vassell may not. Keldon Johnson may not. Like,
booted to the bench this year.
We don't have all of it defined yet. So, yeah, you're not going to beat the Wemby problem, and it's a huge problem. But you can see everything else around and say, how can we build around what we have to try to match or top around that guy?
We'll get a glimpse of how close we
will
actually
get
are.
a good glimpse of it, yes.
Starting on Sunday. We'll have some final thoughts on the series. How long does it go? How many games? Sprague asked the question. I think that's a good poll question instead of over under 5.5.
That's the DraftKings.
That's the DraftKings odds. What side of that debate are you on? We'll close up there. Let's Sprague the line, though, shall we? There's a lot to gamble on this weekend in the NBA. The playoffs officially begin. The last play-in games are tonight, and we'll do that next. But first, here's us with a update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right, first on the Fan, the NHL playoffs are set to start tomorrow. First round matchups are locked in. You got the Sabres and the Bruins, Lightning and the Canadiens, Scrooge McDundon's Hurricanes against the Senators, Penguins and the Flyers. And in the West, you've got the Stars and the Wild, the Golden Knights and the Mammoth. Now, last night there was some drama because the Kings had a chance to get home ice if they had won last night, and the Ducks and Oilers lost. But Ducks and Oilers both won. Kings lost. So, good news for the Kings. You don't have to play the Oilers, who you've lost to 4 straight years in the first round. Bad news is you're playing the best team in the league and the favorite to win the cup in the Colorado Avalanche. So it's literally a lose-lose situation.
By the way, I watched Avalanche and Kraken. Swag's team sucks, dude.
Yeah, they blow.
They're terrible. How about this one in the Bug Kingdom? How about these two bugs? The Bombardier Beetle. It has literally evolved itself in the last 50 years to release a chemical spray that reaches a boiling point equivalent to 212 degrees of water against predators. Thus, they are basically unkillable to the predator.
How about that?
And how about the Velvet Ant, which actually evolved out of a wasp? It sits in the stomach of a toad for 20 minutes and just eats at its stomach until the toad is forced to throw it up. Also, doesn't get eaten.
I'm going to go to hockey, too. I love this. Love the hockey angle. Stanley Cup playoffs beginning this weekend is awesome. How about McJesus? Can we take a brief moment to acknowledge McJesus?
He's going to finally do it, buddy.
I hope this is the year.
This is it.
He's back
Tarps
in the
off.
playoffs again. This is his 6th Art Ross title, which means what, Brandon Sprague?
Art Ross, one of the GOATs. Tell him, Dirt.
That means he won the scoring title again. Ties him with Mario Lemieux, Gordie Howe, second most, 4 behind Wayne Gretzky. Get this so quickly. He entered the year 71st on the all-time points list in the NHL. After his season, he's 47th.
Who's Art Ross? Name the team. I dare you.
Oh, it's a long time ago, guy. I can't tell you. I just know that's the trophy for the scoring title in the NHL.
I couldn't tell you.
I thought Art Ross was a PBS painter.
It's not Bob's brother. That's all I know.
More sports scores and stories in 60 minutes. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for the Oregon Ducks.
Sprague the line.
Sprague the line.
Sprague the line.
Sprague the line.
Sprague the line brought to you by tuning in late. Who the bleep is producing this show? Hello, Brandon. Come on down.
Brandon. It's a Brandon, Andy show.
We got a Brandon and Brandon. I'm getting double teamed by Brandons today.
I feel like you got to be an Andy when you got two Brandons. You can't be Dirt.
I got to go by Andy. Brandon, and Dirt doesn't sound the same.
Nah, Brandon, and Andy.
That's a fair take.
It's a delightful little ABC sitcom we've got going on for ourselves.
Sprague the line brought to you by Tommy 2 Cents. Still more likely payout than trusting a Sprague pick.
Tommy 2 Cents. So good.
Sprague the line brought to you by reports of someone slow down on Portland's 308 interchange. These traffic guys doing about as much research as the guys on this segment.
A lot of respect for people doing any job. But I'm not going to act like I didn't go past a flagger recently, and my daughter out loud, God, that job seems horrible.
Seems horrible. Don't they make good money, though?
I told her back in the day.
I don't know if that's an old wives' tale that like it just gets said, and you're like, they actually make good money.
Well, I told her there was a moment in time. I contemplated going to get the certificate to be one of those people because back then it's at $15 an hour, and $15 an hour back then was really good money.
You think you'd be a good flagger?
Would I be good at knowing when to turn the sign from stop to slow?
How bored would you
Because
get?
somebody in my ear said, your turn.
Are you allowed to put earbuds in as a flagger?
I don't think so because you have to hear the radio of the
What if
other
I have
side.
like one in one ear and then the radio in the other ear?
I don't think that works
I
very
can't
well.
jam out?
No, I don't think that they want you doing that.
Okay. That would be, I mean.
Now, there's more into that job than I'm sure we're giving it, but
you just easy jobbed them. I think flagging is incredibly difficult.
who we picking today?
You just did what I did to photographers. There's no skill involved here. Just click the button, man. You'll get the picture.
Yeah, I don't know if he knows that
You
take.
got software to clean up all your edges.
Dirt
right?
is super
You
anti-art.
got filters on phones. Art's not a real thing.
Dirt thinks taking photographs is not hard.
Oh, man.
Art's not a real thing. It's all made up.
Well,
I could splot some paint on and call myself Banksy and sell it for $100,000.
No,
Yeah, it's
that-
skill.
that's crazy.
That I might agree with.
Thank you, Brandon.
Wait, you're anti-Banksy?
Just that of just splotting on paint. Because I've seen art in museums that look like 5-year-olds just took a paintbrush
Thank
to
you.
it
Thank you.
that my kid could possibly do, and I can make some money off of, which would
Bingo.
help me
Now,
a
do you
lot
see
right
it at, like, is it for sale when you see it?
I don't
If
know
it's in
for
a
sale, but
museum,
if it's
it's
in a
like-
museum, then there must be
museum,
something.
That's different. But you go to one of these local little art shops and you see one that you think is like this, well, there's a reason it's still there.
I drew a sailboat. All right, what do we like this weekend, folks? The Stanley Cup playoff begins.
Tarps off.
And we need the official Blue Line Brandon picks for the Stanley Cup playoff.
Crap.
I mean, it's pretty simple. I'll give you a rundown. You want a quick rundown of the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Sure.
Colorado is the absolute, no pun intended, avalanche of everything this year. They have been a wagon from start to finish. They have arguably, although I would still take McJesus, they have arguably the best player in the sport in Nathan McKinnon. They had, what was their point, 121 points, like just dominant, like nobody else was even close to it. They were 55, 16, and 11 this year. That's insane. Carolina has been the juggernaut all year in the East, although Tampa and Buffalo have had really good years as well. I think it seems like if Colorado doesn't win the Western Conference, it'll be a big disappointment for them. Although they already have a cup in this run with McKinnon, but it would seem like based on the regular season they had, it would be a disappointment. And the eyes will always be on McJesus until he does it in Edmonton. He's been to back-to-back Stanley Cup finals, and he's lost both times.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the Colorado thing because I got a glimpse of them yesterday. They continue to just be dominant in the McKinnon era. I'm picking the Oilers to do it. I said yesterday I had to make a pick. I think it's going to be Oilers and Hurricanes in the Cup.
Okay.
And I'm taking the Oilers.
I like it.
Yeah.
Get him one over the hump. We also got the Battle of Pennsylvania in the first round, which is kind of fun. Pittsburgh playing Philly.
You know,
they hate each other. Nice little rivalry.
Is Crosby going to do, like, this is it for me? Or because there's a lot of speculation on this for him, and I know he hasn't, I don't know if he's come out right.
He's not done yet. No, he'll have another year or two. I would hope he'd be a guy that did a farewell tour because he deserves it.
Well, like,
Ovi
Ovi
keeps
might not
claiming
want.
that he's not done.
I hope he's not done.
Which is
I hope
kinda
some of these guys have to. Like, you can ultimately choose to do whatever you want.
Right, if you're in that spot.
But some of them are such, high caliber names that like somebody in their camp has to say you need a goodbye tour.
Yeah. I'm going to give you a 3-team money line parlay for tomorrow.
Great. I have a 4-5-team NBA round 1 parlay.
I am going to take Scrooge McDuck's Carolina Hurricanes in game 1. They take on the Ottawa Senators. Although keep an eye out for Ottawa because they were, as Ken Barkley told us months ago, a dark horse based on metrics coming into the Stanley Cup playoff.
Now, what about Columbus?
Columbus, I don't believe made the playoffs.
They missed it.
I don't believe
those
Columbus
are the two
is
teams,
in the
though.
playoff. Right? Am I right on that, Brandon? Did Columbus
Absolutely.
make the playoffs? Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Minnesota on the road in Dallas, stealing game 1.
You're getting wild.
I'm getting wild against the Stars.
They're the star of the show.
Nobody's dancing on that stage at Stars.
Sure.
And I do think Pittsburgh will win game 1. That's your 3-game slate tomorrow. That is a plus 461 3-team Stanley Cup playoff parlay. $5 pays $28.
I'm going to go to the NBA. So you got play-in stuff tonight. You don't need to watch this. Just lay the bet and then wake up tomorrow and see that you're super uber rich. Because I pick winners.
Lock of the week.
Your 5-star parlay, definitely not going to hit of the day.
Golden Sprague lock.
Everybody liking the Hornets. They're feeling good. Charlotte hasn't been in the postseason in a long time. They haven't won a playoff series since 01-02.
Con Knippel's got the yips.
Knippel's got the yips, but we are okay. Hornets are 3.5-point favorites. We're zagging. Oh, yeah. Everybody's ready to jump off the Magic train. Whoop, whoop. We're taking the Magic, plus 3.5 at home. Warrior Suns, Steph Curry, plus 3.5. Underdog. Nuggets T-Wolves game 1. Some people are going to be howling. I am just going to say Joker. Nuggets, minus 6.5.
That's a pretty big line for game 1.
I know, but I think it gets away at the end.
Yeah.
You know about me and the Hawks? The New York team that got in game 1? I think his line's going to rise, so wait. But I like the Hawks, plus the 5.5.
You're all over the Hawks, man.
All over the Hawks.
I'm really curious to watch this game because I have not seen the Hawks play
I'll
basketball.
laugh when they get swept.
Just be like, what is this all about?
Watch the Knicks
This
just look
better
like
be a
wagon.
really entertaining brand about it because I have not thought about the Atlanta
That's okay.
Hawks in months.
Oh, Magic City, dude. You wait. And then the Rockets at the Lakers.
Yes.
Sadly, for old LeBroni, I love the Rockets, minus 5.5. There's your 5-team NBA. Can't miss, but will definitely not hit parlay of the day.
Okay. Brandon, you like anything you like this weekend?
I'm just going to go back on the Blazers games. I would love to see a third game at the Moda, so I'm going to go over 5.5.
Over 5.5? Okay.
I think if they can execute in the playoffs, because there's been lapses in the regular season where the Blazers just cannot execute offensively at all, and it's so frustrating. But then you can see if they could put a good 3 to 4 minute stretch and they can stretch that into like that second quarter run against the Suns, they can put that together, steal one of these first 2 in San Antonio, hold serve at home. I think it can go 6.
Yeah, going 6 would be great, man. That would be a nice positive surprise, I think, for me out of the series. I know I pissed people off for the week saying I thought it was over in 5.
Well, I think you're realistic, but that's fine.
Well, no, but I also like, if you think they can get hot, this is a team that's very streaky in shooting. Well, hold on.
Portland plus 400 on the money line, game 1.
You going to do it?
I'll sprinkle. Yeah, I think they're going to win a game. Why would I not sprinkle?
I'm just asking. You going to put your money where your mouth is, Sprague?
Dude, I'm going to Wayne Tinkle all over this game.
You going to tinkle on that one?
Give me some Danny Sprinkle.
There you go, Sprague and Line every Friday. Well, not every Friday, but probably for some Fridays to come. Next week, we're going to have a game 3 to gamble on. Could be
on
a 1-1.
the day of, yes.
Could be a 1-1 series tie. We could be up 2-0 with a chance to go up 3-0.
I might be buying my game 4 tickets this time next week.
It's going to cost you an arm and a leg.
Or
canceling your summer plans to go to game 4.
We're in the 100 section for $49.99.
Down 3-0. Yeah. Final thoughts, and to Brandon's point, is to go over or under 5.5. We'll wrap it up on a Friday. We'll do it next on The Fam.
The Fans YouTube.
There you go. Fist bumping your way into the weekend every single Friday. Saw this comment. The way these guys talk, the Blazers will never make an NBA Finals as long as Wemby's in the league. Well, two parts of that. One, we haven't been to an NBA Finals in, I'm not sure if people are aware of this, a very long time.
1992.
1992. I was 3 years old. I'm currently 37, so you can go ahead and do the math on that one.
It's very odd to me to listen to a. Maybe you caught a minute or a 10-second clip or whatever. We literally just said we don't. I've been saying I don't know how long Wemby's going to play.
It's just the idea that this is going to be in your way, and it's not just about San Antonio. Who is the defending NBA champion?
Yeah, they could defend the crown this year. First back-to-back since 2018.
The Zombie Sonics are probably going to have their second straight MVP award winner in SGA this year, although we'll see how the voting turns out. They're like it's just that reality of like these are things you don't have this if you're in the Eastern Conference. If you're in the East and you're looking ahead 10 years of like, hey, we're trying to build something, where can we go? 10 might be too extreme, but 5.
Right.
Over the next 5 years, who has the brightest future in the East?
You probably gamble Boston.
Probably Boston,
I think. But Detroit's got a bunch of young guys, and they
maybe
had a great
Detroit.
year.
Maybe it continues. Maybe but it's not that. That insurmountable hill. And maybe San Antonio doesn't turn out to be that. And Portland pushes them to 7 games, and we're left saying, oh, my God, they're not as good as we thought, and they flame out in the second round. There's just the idea of this is a young freak that's not going to leave San Antonio anytime soon. And as long as he's healthy, that's a really hard thing to overcome.
I just think you got to be realistic with it, right? In the uphill battle of building within the West. If you want to say that our conclusion is that we'll never be in the championship and then they somehow make the title game in 4 years and you text in again, like, okay, like that's odd because nobody said that would never happen. It just, I don't know. I think the extremes are a bit much. We were just talking about the honest truth of Victor Wembanyama is
very
right now
intimidating. One
of the greatest defensive presence to ever exist.
Yep.
And there's a lot of other great young players there. I'm excited about how they match up and how it looks. They could lose in 4, they could push to 6, maybe they pulled one of the biggest upsets from a gambling standpoint we've seen. I just want to see what it looks like against them. I want to know because to me, as great and respected as the Thunder are, and they very well could repeat, I look at San Antonio because they're just as young. They've had a bigger rise than you in this season, and so I just want to see how it looks and matches up. so you can have takeaways on how to build this thing up to try to take down a team like that.
You know, it's really uncomfortable feeling like you have to sneeze while you're live on the air.
I've had it 8 times this week.
It's like, hold it. Turn your mic off. Hold it. Please keep talking.
See, now here's the thing I would say is, if you ever have that, I would rather you sneeze, because I don't know about you. I hate not sneezing more than I hate sneezing.
It wasn't I didn't try to stifle it.
I want to sneeze.
I just needed to be prepared in case the sneeze was coming, because you feel it. You feel it on the horizon, but it went away.
I'm big pro sneeze. I don't think there's...
Now I'm left with the no sneeze feeling in my nose.
And it's a terrible feeling.
It's not fun to deal with.
There's almost nothing that makes you feel quite alive than what your body does during a sneeze.
You just, give one of those? Yeah.
It just feels so good.
Final 2 questions. We got Brandon's take in the last segment. He's going over 5.5 for the series. You know my take. I shared it earlier in the week. I am on under 5.5. Would love to be wrong there, but I think they lose in 5. My pick would be Game 1, a lopsided loss.
Oh, Spurs come out and send a message.
Game 2, close competitive loss. Spurs got a little high on their own supply. We push them, scare them a little bit. Cover the number.
Okay.
But lose. Game 3, can't miss. Rip City Palooza's going wild.
Haven't had a real
The
home
cherry
playoff
blossoms
game.
are out. It's a sunny day.
Yes.
80% from 3, they win.
Friday night feeling good.
Sunday, San Antonio's like, enough of this crap, and they come back and win, and then they ceremoniously end it in Game 5. How long do you think it goes?
I will take 5, and I say they steal 1 in San Antonio.
And then lose 3 in a row or 4 in a row.
And I hope we don't lose both home games. But I also could see scenarios where it's rocking, we're losing our minds, and the Spurs somehow pull out something at the very end, and we're left going,
not
dude,
that, no.
Look how close we were in both of these games.
Not that.
I hope it's not that.
Not that way. I'd almost rather get killed than
You know what's
that.
going to happen come Monday? Probably going to have a different opinion on
probably
all
will.
of this.
It's going to be fun, man. I'm just, having these to talk about and the Blazers be relevant at the end of April. The NFL draft's next week. And I haven't even really thought about it because the Blazers are in the playoffs.
You know what we're doing next week?
What are we doing next week?
We're grinding the mocks.
I'll grind that mock with you. You want to
Ben
grind the mock
Robinson's
with me?
coming back.
We'll go grind.
Yeah, we'll grind.
Everybody enjoy all of the playoff actions. Don't forget about the Stanley Cup tomorrow, baby. It begins. And then Sunday, Blazers. We'll talk about it Monday. It's going to be a blast. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for being a part of our Friday. If you missed the show, go check the podcast. And thanks for watching on YouTube. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll talk to you Monday at 6 a.m. The Firm. Harrison Meringue is next. Listen to 105.1 FM The Fan.
Westwood One Sports. The NBA playoffs kick off this weekend, and I have my eyes set on a first-round matchup between Philly